Hello, everyone. Say hello, Sonnet.
Hello.
Drake is not answering my calls. Drake was talking an hour ago or two, so I assume something came up unexpectedly. I hope Drake can join us soon.
Yes. In the
Until
meantime,
Drake does join us, we are not going to start talking about Mausritter yet. Instead, we're talking about other things. Hello, everybody, again.
we're going to talk about recent news.
Yeah, news. If you have links I can show for me, it would be perfect.
Yes, 1 second. Modifius made 2 announcements recently.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was a second edition of their Star Trek game. And the other one is that they are working with Terry Pratchett's estate. They have gotten the licensing deal to create a game based on Discworld.
Ooh. That sounds good, like a good time. So real quick, hello everyone again. Hi,
yes.
764, hi Kate, hi Void, hi Kotsonia. Yes, please send a hello back, of course. And Kotsonia, you do have first, but you will have to be you will have to either be fast about it or we're doing it later. Fuck it. Accept the cookies, I guess. Terry Pratchett's Discworld gets its first new tabletop in over 25 years, with board games also on the way. This, by Modifius, is a good sign, in my opinion. Modifius does good products. And they also make, like, usually tailor their systems to the game at hand. So this could be really something.
It says they will be launching a Kickstarter campaign later this year.
Okay. That's how things are done these days outside of the big...
wait, one more thing. They've currently put out a survey for fans to tell them what they would like to see in a Discworld TRPG.
Let's look at that survey right now. Board games. Yes, I do play those games. Ooh. Often do you play non-digital games? Multiple times a week, actually. I play role-playing games, and that's fucking it.
Do you play card games? Why are you here?
Don't play card games, but card games are fine. Oh,
how often do you play tabletop games specifically?
3 times a week, give or take. Sometimes it's 4, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 1. On average, I would say 3. Kotsonia, yeah, I said quickly because the show is technically starting and I want to keep these things to a minimum, but the first is sacred.
Yes.
So
first is sacred.
Often do you play tabletop role-playing games specifically multiple times a week? Which statement describes you? I prefer to stick with one rule system. No, lots of different rules. Tabletop role-playing games, do you play regularly? Pick up to 3. Why can't I pick more? Okay, I have to pick Pathfinder. I have to pick Shadowrun. Nice of them to include. Star Trek Fallout, Vasnius Vampire World of Darkness. Not a lot. Bullshit. When you play tabletop role-playing games, which is the most important part to pick? Role-playing.
Of course. Hello, fanboy.
Yeah, how about that? Are your top 3 favorite Discworld stories? So you have not read any of these, have you?
No.
Okay. Where's Mort?
I think that was it near the top.
Yeah, I found it. Oh, yeah, wait, I need to stream my view.
Yeah, I've just been looking at your stream.
It's not the best ones, we just talk about roles. Okay. I really like Mort. I really like... Where's the one? Feet of Clay is really good. And... Fifth Elephant.
Okay.
So Maud is about the Death himself taking on an apprentice. Feet of Clay is about golems becoming sentient and becoming citizens of the city of Ankh-Morpork. And the Fifth Elephant is about the Discworld stands on the back of 4 elephants, right?
Yeah.
But there used to be a 5th elephant, but due to it being precariously perched upon the turtle's shell, it fell, was sucked into an orbit gravitationally, and then impacted as a giant mountain range. And now the dwarves are mining like fat from it and stuff. And that's just a funny ass idea I loved so much. And they have like huge deposits of bones and so on they can dig into. And it's also all about dwarven society in Discworld, and I think that's at its best when you do that. Sonia, Trake is currently not answering my tells, so I'm hoping Trake shows up soon.
Yes, Trake is absent at the moment, but will be here soon.
Yes, hopefully. In your own words, describe your favorite moment from the Discworld series. Death's monologue about justice. If they don't know, if they proclaim to know, then no. This is from Hogfather, which I'm not naming here, but what the death
is on there.
I know all of them are on there, but Hogfather isn't my favorite book, but this is my favorite moment. Hogfather is strong though; it would be top 5 for sure. The idea in Hogfather is that Death has to take over as basically Santa Claus, the Hogfather in this case, because the auditors of reality have taken him away via a nefarious plot, and so he takes over, and then he gets asked why he does that. Like and he says, so the sun will rise the next morning, and then the person is like, but that doesn't make sense. The sun is there anyway. And then he says, yeah, but only a ball of flaming gas would rise. And then it comes to, yeah, but does that different? Well, is it? Humans have to believe the little lies to believe the big lies. And then what do you mean by that? Oh, the big lies like justice, which is real deep. And when I read that as a young cat, I was really flabbergasted by it in the moment. It's one of my formative moments of getting my brain expanded by books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the next section.
Who are your top 3 favorite Discworld characters? Well, Death is one. Where's Vice? Wait, these are not as many characters as I thought there would be.
There's just so many to choose from.
Yes. No, I'm not picking these, but Dibla is so funny.
What about Granny Weatherwax?
I'm really considering the Granny Weatherwax because I do love the witch books. They are, I think, the strongest actual series of books that exists in Discworld, but none of them are my actual favorite singular books. The problem with Granny Weatherwax is that she's kind of one note. She's always just the witchiest witch.
Rincewind?
No. He's just an
choose something, Nora.
I am just. Give me 2 seconds to think about it.
Flailing.
I like Conan the Barbarian, actually. He doesn't like a 90-year-old barbarian who's so good at fighting that he can't die. And Lord Veterinary.
Okay. Are you going to tell me something about Lord Veterinary?
He runs Ankh-Morpork, the biggest city in the setting.
Okay.
And he does so by playing everyone against each other in a giant game of diplomatic dance that they are all too stupid to understand. He goes as far as when he gets poisoned that he just lets it happen because he knows they're trying to do it slowly. Joe isn't gonna die, and it will give Vimes a chance to get to the bottom of it.
Yes, Katsunya earlier asked for a threat.
Oh, a threat? Okay, Katsunya, we're gonna I have you read all these books and then quiz you about them. You better have good opinions. That's gonna help you learn English too, so I think it's a win-win-win. Did we miss more than one of your favorite characters? No. Which social media platforms do you prefer to use? Oh god, where can I pick as many as I like here, huh? Discord. I don't like it, but fuck.
You're gonna put Blue Sky in the other?
Yeah, I will. And YouTube isn't social media to me. It's just a place you watch videos at. You get your Discworld related news. The internet. I don't know.
Thanks for capitalize.
What is your age? Prefer not to answer. What is your gender? Non-binary. Well, I'm too old. They don't have my 1,000-year answer here.
But they have 75 years or older, Neuro.
Yeah, but that's not. No. That's not. That's still throwing a dartboard at the dartboard while the target is the next county over. No. Currently reside in Europe. If you you keep you up to date. No,
that's not required to fill in, so you can just say next.
We will not do that.
Anyways, people who saying you get enter a chance to win $100.
Please make this better than GURPS Discworld. Yes, submit. You have never read a book? What? You need to read books?
I don't believe that for a second.
And yeah, it's true. Yeah, reading books, if you try to learn, I learned English from books, TBH. Okay, Drake is coming in soon. Drake overslept a little bit.
If you are living with a tribe and steep in the Brazilian jungle, maybe you have never read a book.
So that there's people who actually cannot read, but we know Katsunya can, so...
Yes.
You have read parts of books.
I have a few other recent news to mention.
I just want to say real quick, again, Modiphius, I feel it's in pretty good hands there. And a Kickstarter, yeah, that's a bit... but Modiphius is not big. Modiphius just is one of the bigger competitors to D&D, but they're still a tiny bean. Like they cannot shoulder a product like this on their own, especially not if they want to get authentic art from the Discord artists and stuff in it. They will need to have a Kickstarter. I get that. Hey Drake.
Oh, sorry.
You are fine. We just, instead of starting on anything, we're just doing a news segment.
Okay.
And we just finished talking about the Modiphius game, Modiphius Discworld, which also has a questionnaire, a survey. So I'm actually going to link that in chat in case anyone else wants to answer that one. Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good idea. Because I know that even people who have not read much Discworld, they have opinions, and they should give them.
Yeah.
Did you want to hear my other piece of news before?
Yes, yeah, since we're already doing news, let's do news. Let's keep doing news.
Okay. Critical Role's Daggerheart opens playtests in March.
Okay, so that's not the one that was already out and wasn't that great, right? That's a new one?
Yeah.
What is this one? Dagenheart? Dagger?
Dagger.
Dagger, okay.
Yeah. This is the one that we had seen the Reese previews of from one YouTuber.
Oh no, that guy.
Yeah. The cringe guy. But anyways, enough about him.
Mm-hmm.
This is one that has the card system.
Yeah. Okay. So what I like the wealth being counted in handfuls, bags, and chests and stuff. That's kind of cool.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna cost you a handful of coins. Yeah, that's fine. Like minimize the counting stuff. I think, like, okay, if I had to sum up, I thought more about like all the things they're doing over at Critical Role with role-playing games. If I had to sum it up in one way, I'm like, why are you still shackled to D&D this much? Yes, you are making things different, but it's still so D&D. Like, it feels D&D still. Like, this may be less so than other things, but I still see damage dice 2d10. I see like a torch, 50 foot of rope, supplies, minor health potion, grappling hook. Like, that's literally the level 1 rogue's inventory.
Yep. You still see the same words, sneak attack, you know?
Yeah.
Like, even the terminology is almost the same.
Like,
yeah.
If you love it, if you love your D&Ds that much, okay, fine. But then, I don't know. I guess you can't work with them, so I get it. But it's disappointing that there aren't bigger, bolder ideas being thrown around at this moment.
Like, and this is something that I've said before, everybody's big idea these days always is, oh, wait, this is just Blades in the Dark, right? And then they nod slowly at me. No. You have to do something, like, that's sufficiently different enough. And people just aren't, unfortunately.
Because Sonia, I didn't mean role-playing book. I meant Discworld books.
Just meant books in general.
Yeah, just get yourself Mort. Mort is a really good book.
Mort's a really good book.
Okay, speaking of Dungeons & Dragons, that segues nicely to my last piece of news.
Before you do that, I want to say, I'm going to post for this Mort by Terry Pratchett. Yeah, that's what you look for. The card thing, right? It's going to be fucking annoying. Look at this. You have like a character sheet, and there's little places where you put the cards. If you ever rolled dice at a table, you're going to bump these cards everywhere all the time.
I have mixed feelings about card systems.
Yeah, I dislike the idea of having them like integrated into your sheet like this.
I can see how card systems can work in a physical setting.
Yeah, but okay. Here's the thing, though. What is this really? There's a card that says a little blurb about what a Qatari is, and then you get feline instincts from it. There could be a box here that says race or ancestry, and then you write feline instincts into the box, and you are done. Why is it a card? I guess actually that might be underneath here, and we just don't see it because they put the card there. But I don't think that's really doing them any favors.
I don't think it's doing them any favors either. I understand that people want to work these into like a visual medium as well, but just like the practicality of it is pretty low to me. Like, tabletop role-playing games are still not card games. And if you want to incorporate cards into them, it has to be into the mechanics, not into your character sheet.
Yeah.
Also, the level advancement just gives me flashbacks to Dungeon World, so I'm just like,
This is kind of okay. I guess you pick two from them. You could pick two of these boxes and fill them out, and you can increase 2 experiences by 1 twice because you only have 1 box.
Yeah, it feels very clunky.
This is just like the worst version of the Fabula Ultima choice. Because
So boring. That's why I said Dungeon World, because most of Dungeon World's improvements are, would you like more HP per level? Or would you like 1 more wizard spell? No. Come
on. No, Costinia Mod does not have pictures, but Mod is a book.
A novel,
yes. And like, I hope this is good. I can't base my whole opinion upon these 4 screenshots. No. And I can see that these things like easily might be very impactful that you're choosing there. Like ultimately,
and there's more screenshots you can find elsewhere.
Yeah, but this is interesting. These are kind of screenshots off of a video, I guess, which we aren't gonna watch. But this is also kind of, you could Photoshop out the little YouTube bar at the bottom.
There's a see more images button.
Well, I want to point out, if you are like making a professional website like this, right? Take a minute to take the image and cut the 30 pixels off that show the YouTube bar at the bottom. I'm sorry, but that's kind of unacceptable. What the fuck?
I just when I want to take a screenshot, I slow the YouTube speed to the lowest setting.
That's also possible, yeah. Like what I would simply full screen. I guess it is full screen. I don't know. Here's the Warden of Renewal, a Druid guy. Wow, 3 hope for 1d4 hit points. I hope it's rolls a 4, lol. Otherwise it feels like a waste. Here's this from a different angle. Yes. This is such a big thing for character sheet. Like you have this, you have the druid piece, which is I guess double A4, or at least thing, and you have another druid thing here. Then you have like whatever the fuck this is, and you have beast
that side
form.
sheet for beast form.
You have this little card. This is too much. This is like no. Oh,
oof.
And then the beast form, like it doesn't. Oh, this is also bad. Like, oh, can you do the stack? I don't know. Didn't get told, I guess. This book is 20-30 more expensive in English language rather than in Polish. Consola, you can probably go to a library and just lend it out.
Can we?
Yeah, okay. Well, enough of this. I hope the art is good. I am just kind of meh on it right now with the knowledge I have. But yes, we can move on. I'm allowing it, Sonat. What is your 3rd piece of news?
I don't know if I even want to talk about it.
Talk about it.
I don't think we should give them any advertising.
No, we're not going to give them advertising because we're going to shit on it because I know what you're going to say.
Wizards put out a 19-minute video on their YouTube talking about their latest big multiverse spanning adventure, Vecna Eye of Ruin, in which characters start at level 10 and go up to level 20. And I want to quote our good friend, Bad Catman.
Uh-huh.
I've talked to you about Bad Catman before, and he had a very good quote from the bullet points. Yes. Amazing how, quote, classic villains and setting, famous characters, D&D legacy, and it's a love letter to D&D consists of going back to Ravenloft, the 9 Hells, and places where 5th edition has been in the last 10 years.
Yep.
I would like to congratulate World of Tanks for paying the money to YouTube to be first when D&D Google WOTC.
Oh yeah.
That's
Well,
I want to congratulate World of Tanks for that that one. But then we are looking at this
what's even
amazing
funnier is
channel.
that was DuckDuckGo. Like they got higher ranked
Yeah.
in DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
Good job.
You're
Like
right. It's not even Google. Oh God. Um.
There it
Yeah.
is, the second one.
Yeah. We are not watching it.
Yeah, I know we're not. Well, I was hoping we wouldn't.
No, I might watch it later. Oh my God! Really?
But yes, that was the other thing that came out. It's up to level 20 adventure. Ooh.
in that thumbnail for "Thank you for 50 years of D&D," he looks exactly like Kevin Feige from Disney Marvel.
We might.
Like, what the fuck? He looks like his clone.
Okay, I can sum up my thoughts on the Vecna thing, Eye of Ruin, very very quickly. It is, hey guys, you're gonna if I'm gonna give you my homework, you're gonna change it slightly, right? Yeah, sure. That is what Wizards said to Matt Mercer of Critical Role when they thought like, hey, Vecna was hot there, we should do Vecna. Because the first campaign of Critical Role, spoiler alert, that's the big villain at the end. It's Vecna. They have an epic fight with Vecna, and I really do believe that the Wizards people are so creatively bankrupt right now that is their equivalent of making another first-person shooter instead of taking any risks at all. Because they know somebody liked it. Because they have no idea what people like anymore.
Oh my God, yeah, like the Call of Duty metaphor is perfect for this. It really is.
And yes, also in images that have been shown, there's featuring Lord Soth and Strahd and Lolth and Tiamat.
I'm so glad that one of those is literally somebody that they have permanently stolen from somebody. Just, like,
yeah.
Originally when they did Ravenloft, they didn't want Lord Soth in there at all, the creators of that character. And then when White Wolf got a hold of Ravenloft, they said, okay, cool, we won't include him at all then. We'll respect you. And then here we go again.
God, it's funny that they are like, oh, Baldur's Gate Game of the Year after firing everyone on their side who was involved with that.
Yeah, literally everybody. Oh my goodness.
This company is so beyond saving.
And then, yes, and three powerful wizards, Illustrial Silverhand, Tassa, and Morning Caden. You know the other two because they're the titles of books. They have put out a wisp spell for a way to defeat Vecna, and that summons the adventurers to Sigil.
I would hate that so much if my DM did that to my character. Like what the hell? Firstly, you're doing Destiny stuff. That's immediately boring. That is like hackneyed storytelling at all times. Being like, oh, you're destined to win against the big bad. Just go out and do whatever the fuck you want, I guess. Like, how can there be stakes, writing wise, if you do that? And if there are still stakes, then I guess the wish sucks. And then my character wouldn't want to be there, and I would just like to try to leave. I don't give a fuck. Like, oh, Vecna is gonna be a god again, or whatever is going on in this thing.
Yep.
So unlikely it's gonna affect me like as a person. So boring. This is hand glow red. What the fuck? I like this. This is Crimchug shit is always fun.
Because they're going to stuff Spelljammer in there, yeah.
Yeah, of course they put that. The fuck is this guy? He looks like he has a good time though. Okay. I don't want to. No, don't touch. No touch. Bad touch.
Not touch.
Oh, sent is employing.
That is believed to be a Sirak.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who was also a big bad already in the Tombs of Annihilation adventure.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I know why they wind up going to Sigil, and the reason is because they already released a book about
why
it.
do they repeat some of these? Sorry.
Oh, we've passed
Wow, that's
Lord
lazy.
Soft.
What?
There, right above Loth.
Huh?
There he
Yeah,
is.
there he is.
That's yeah. Oh, Mordekaiser from League of Legends is here.
Nice. Nice.
Yes, Saturn doing stinky hand.
I just want to point out that, like, in all of these pictures, like, I'm trying to see it. Yeah. So we have exactly 1, yes, 3 actually, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna count Loth, 6 women.
Mm.
And I think the big commitment they make to not being exploitative to women is that none of these actually have big tits.
Yeah. Like,
Wow, you're so progressive, Wizard.
But they still have the outfits that would look like that would like emphasize the tits. Like, imagine if this had cleavage. Why is it like
that's
this?
supposed to be
if you're
what's your face, isn't it? Illustrate?
Yeah, that is illustrial.
Okay.
Yes.
The only cleavage we have, Sorta is here, but that's also like it's. I mean, I guess this is actually might not be a female. I'm not sure. It's an old gnome. I'm just like, this is just popped into my brain. I'm just pointing this out apropos of nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it is one of those things, and it is important to bring up. It's just like, we're so devoted to this, don't do things this particular way, desexify everything, that almost none of those characters really stand out. Like, I had to go, wait, is that Illustri? Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to her?
Why are there spoilers in your video?
But yeah, Illustrial is like a big, a powerful wizard and ruler of a city in the Forgotten Realms. It's appeared in a lot of novels, including the first 3 of the Dritz novels.
Okay.
There's so many so many pieces of art of her, too, if I recall rightly.
Yes, she has been illustrated a number of times. Nowhere near as dark-skinned as that. But that's besides the point.
Why would you have spoilers for your fucking adventure in your pitch for it? Why? Wants to the lurk for the war, and then it was okay.
Wait.
Good night, good Sonia.
Yes, Drake?
Oh, Illustrial. Okay. It's actually different from Iliastri. Iliastri is the drow goddess. Illustrial, silver hand, somebody totally different.
Yes.
So when you said never been that dark skinned before, I was like, wait a second. I'm looking at a drow. What are you talking about? Oh, get your name straight. All right. Oh, yeah. Like, trying to find...
I can just link her wiki article.
Like,
no, that is not official art. I think
that's not official art. I know that, but that's somebody art that has been done of her. Like, even in the official art piece that you have Forgotten Realms wiki, she gets some cleavage, yo. You know, she looks like an older lady.
I'm not saying it's either like it's good or bad. I'm just saying this art, it jumps out to me.
Yeah, that's why it jumps out to me too. Oh yeah, the one with her that carrying the unicorn stave is the one that I always remember of her.
Mm-hmm.
You don't get to know it's a unicorn.
Put a link, Nura.
It would be Would be spoilers if we knew it was a unicorn.
Well, there's been 3D renders over too. Huh.
Yeah. More.
Oh, that's cleavage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, someone recently.
Anyway, you see what I mean? Those. Like all these pictures, it's like, oh, hello, you stand out. And then the picture, I had to double take. Wait, that's a loose string.
Okay, yeah, Wizards, good luck with your garbage.
Yeah. Enough about that. We've given them enough time.
I hope your company dies. It's old enough. Holy shit.
Yeah.
At this point, I don't care anymore. It should just stop existing.
The only other news I had was the recent big blow up in Twitter about Wizards of the Coast taking away. They took away the I try to see what's the word? They said, no, we don't want you translating our books for us anymore, company. We will translate these books ourselves. And them deciding now, we're just going to stop supporting Portuguese.
Completely.
And then there's a big blow up on Twitter about how there's actually a very growing big tabletop scene in Brazil.
Yeah. Portuguese is one of the larger world languages. Like and no decision they have made in recent years has been good. Like, what the fuck? It's just useless. This company is useless.
Yeah.
And my wiki friends retweet about that over how Brazilians make up a large portion of people who use the Forgotten Realms wiki.
Yeah.
And blew up in turn.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, little backstory, like, members of my family were very heavily into linguistics, so there are a lot of things drilled into my head. And one of them was Portuguese is a really big language.
Yeah.
People who translate should not overlook. Because there is a very easily Googleable Wikipedia article on how many people speak this language in the world that any idiot at Wizards could look up. Portuguese is number 8. Like, it's not hard.
Like,
yeah. List the language by total number of speakers is number 3. But yeah.
Okay. Ding dong, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So,
like right there, it's number 8.
Yeah, why would you want a market of 236 million people for your stuff?
Yeah. Why would you say you're a capitalist and then ignore that? Why?
Actually, it's more. It's total 264 million. That's total. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Why I mean, where's German in this one? Where
the German is 12.
Germanic, bingy bongy, 12. Yeah, we are getting translations though. Ooh.
Yeah, you're getting translations. I think Spanish and French are usually the other two. English, Spanish, French, German, and then leaving out Portuguese. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
What? I know people in India aren't rushing out to buy your books, but they certainly are in Brazil.
Yes, that. I feel like if we don't start soon, my brain is gonna drain out.
Yes, I know. Okay. These things, like the stupid decision by a stupid company. I know.
Okay, let's get to the fun part of this whole stream.
Yes, I had notes.
Okay, you said you wanted to say some things before we begin talking.
Yes. Mausritter was designed and illustrated by Isaac Williams. His name's Bob. It was originally released back in November 2019 as a short 24-page zine. Which is something that it was based on the rule set. No, don't look at their website yet. We'll talk about that later.
I know, but
it was based on the rule set of Into the Odd, a Rules Light OSR title, which you can find on page 2 at the top of the acknowledgements.
Actually, the PDF I got as the GER prices first.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
page 3.
Yeah.
Yes, there we go. Into the Odd. And you also see Mothership.
Mm-hmm.
Some other titles I'm not familiar with. What we are looking at today is an expanded rule set that came out in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I think we can just get started from there.
And I want to point this out because that's very important. This game is free. This is
off of itch.io and DriveThruRGB.
Yes. It is pay what you want, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So the creators, of course, appreciate contributions, but you can go on their website and find download links and stuff, and you can just play this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which is pretty cool. Isaac Williams is a good artist. I like these mice.
Mm-hmm.
They're beady little eyes. Are these? I think that's not like a Hundo what a mouse eye looks like, right? But kind of.
Yeah.
I like the illustration. I like the illustration, and I like the evocativeness of this cover. A lot of the time, games don't get it this well. It looks very cute, but you can also see, okay, we are tiny ass mice in a huge world, and in a potentially hostile world, because this guy has a needle in his hand, and there's another needle on display, but it also takes place in someone's garden / farm, whatever, and I like this art quite a bit. That's basically what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm. Great contrast to Twilight 2000.
Oh yeah.
Because that also gave you, oh yeah, I know what's going on. We're going to do a milsim, right? But it did it very poorly.
Very. We have a bunch of. I don't know why this PDF starts with the pricing list, but it does, and it's just. I think because you might maybe are supposed to, like, I don't know, copy it to people.
Yep. Also, the other reason why is, like, if you've got the print version of this and you pull open the first page, that way you're not wearing out the middle of the book.
Yeah, sure.
Mousy names.
Yeah, this game is very cute, by the way. You're rolling, I think, a D100 for the names.
And then D20 for your matroname. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They do mention dice you'll need. Oh, I think on the next page.
Mm-hmm.
The next.
But we're gonna get to that.
We'll get to it. Yes.
Let's just go through. So let's see if we spot anything interesting in the acknowledgements that we haven't talked about yet. Nave, Mothership, Moonhop, Transcriber, Codes. Not really.
Mothership's the only other one I know.
Mouse Guard, like, is the most obvious.
Yeah, of course.
Thing that everybody has seen. Yeah.
Yes. The Rescuers. Yes, of course.
Yes, the Rescuers.
Arete, the movie. Okay, nice. Stuff like that. Like, you're supposed to have adventures as a little guy. That's basically what we're getting at here. And now we get into as we see, the book is not very long. But it is dense, as they say. And we start with a little introduction. What is Mausritter? What is a role-playing game? Well, I just told you, we're a little guy. We're going on adventures for reasons. And now we get what you need to play. You need a character sheet for each player, a session tracking sheet for the game master, a set of item and condition tokens. So this is one more where you have, like, little item cards and tokens and so on, which, take it or leave it. I think you could write everything down. But I think in a game where loot is, like, usually not, you can't take, like, huge amounts of loot with you because you're a little guy. So having like a token or 3 tokens or 4 tokens for your various pieces of item is kind of nice. More nice than I would feel like about in a normal game.
Mm-hmm.
We need.
See.
Hmm?
Dice.
With all the
D4,
different
D6,
dice.
D8, D10, D12, D20.
Mm-hmm. Pencils and erasers and spare paper. Wow. Dice, they explain dice notation like this is the basics, how to read this book. They point out that the players only need to read the first 18 pages while the DM has to read the rest of it. Yeah, and they explicitly tell you, please use this game as a toolbox to create your own. So if we see good mechanics in here, maybe we can just use them in other places. So how does it work mechanically? Well, you have 3 attributes, thanks, dex, and will. And to get these attributes, you roll 3d6 and drop the highest number and write it down. So your average attribute is like a 9, I think, with that. Or 8 to 9. I don't know exactly the math.
I think it's 9, but yeah.
Once you did this, you can swap any 2 of these out any way you want. But one of them has to stay the same. I would say you can swap them as you like, personally, but it's also not that impactful in this case, really. For a few reasons we'll get to. And then you roll 1d6 for your hit points. It is worth noting that most weapons in this game deal more than a d6 of damage, or equal or more. So, if you get into trouble in this game, it can be over very quickly. Which is, you're a mouse. It makes sense. I think it might be slightly too deadly for my liking, but it makes sense.
Another little thing. They call it hit protection intentionally because it's supposed to not actually represent you getting hurt.
Yes.
It's supposed to represent, oh no, shit, I'm coming down to the wire.
Yep, we're going to get to that because essentially once you hit protection runs out, you take what I would describe as wounds / lethal wounds and damage and so on. And then you roll 1d6 for your pips. Pips is money. They don't explain really what it looks like, I don't think, at any point, but you have little tiny pieces of whatever for money. And then you cross-reference what you just rolled on a table that is below here. And you get an item based on that. So let me just do that right now.
A background.
Wasn't it? Yeah, HP and pips give you a background. Yes.
Yeah.
So my HP is going to be 1, and my pips is 5. So I'm a leather worker. So I can choose a shield and jerkin as light armor, or shears as an item. Also, if your mouse sized attribute is 9 or less, roll on the background table again and take either item A or B. If your highest level is 7, let's take both. So I'm a leather worker. So let's say I have 9. So, my highest attribute is 9. I get to roll again. But just roll normally now. So it's a 50. 51. Of course, there's no 0 in this. So 51 puts me at dam builder. I get a shovel or wooden spikes. And had as you would suck even more, I could pick shovel and wooden spikes. Since again you have only very few items in this game, this is kind of meaningful actually. Because if you roll real shit, like 1 double ones, you could be a test subject who gets magic missile as a spell.
I have a little thing to say.
Yes.
I personally am not a fan of table role character creation. Which is, I know, is just funny for considering I was the one that picked out this game.
No, it's fine to talk about things in products we generally think are okay that we don't like, because I agree with you. I would.
I know there are certainly a lot of other people who do like table role character creation though, which is why it continues to be a thing for so long.
Yeah, but it's like me personally, I have an idea for a character in my brain, and then I make that character usually.
Mm-hmm.
So a table role, like if I would go along with this, I would want to pick the initial thing, my background, and I would also want to just be able to assign things as I want to these three. Because if I want to play let's say a hedge witch, then I would want to have my highest thing be willpower and my lowest be strength, maybe. Because it just makes sense to me. But if I rolled my highest to be like I don't know, if I rolled something weird and then I can't do it and my middle one is no strength, okay, that's not really so bad, but it's also kind of just allow me to change it. Again, they tell you to make it your own, so this game at least doesn't have the illusion of grandeur that you are going to follow its rules to the letter at all times. So that's kind of okay. But yeah, like the issue of this system, like it feels like you could easily create a character that doesn't make a lick of sense, even with these very simple things. Like let's say I make a wise and mysterious guy with no strength of will or charisma. How am I wise then? I'm just resilient and agile and speedy, and I'm not wise. It immediately doesn't make sense. And then I like the physical detail stuff. You just roll on it. It could be a massive bodied one hit point Fatso rat, I guess, or Fatso mouse.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. What is good about this is that it's very fast.
Yes.
Because you can be back in the game within like 2 minutes of losing your character, and this game kind of it read like you are supposed to lose your character sometimes in this game.
You definitely are.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of character death that just happens off of a random encounter or something. Really, like I don't like the idea of I rolled a thing, there's a snake, it's gonna bite one of you. Oh, attacks always hit in this game, spoiler alert. So now one of you is fucking owned because this snake does so much damage. I guess, Bob, you have to roll a new mouse now.
I think I have, it might be too soon to mention this, but I do have one more thing to bring up about character creation.
Please.
I'll give you this link.
A link
to something. Yes, a link.
A link.
Yes, on their website they have a character generator.
Oh, cool.
An auto beta, the Worm Wrangler. Oh no, what a name!
And you can just you can press roll again in the top right, and you'll just keep doing that. You just get a new character each time.
I need to allow this website to do JavaScript.
Oh, there you go. That's a tough-ass red librarian, damn.
Like, yeah, but this is fine if you're just wanting to play something.
Exactly.
But this for a game that looks like it's fun for younger people as well, random death might be a bit yeah. Especially like, do you remember how in Rescue Rangers they would have a new fifth member of the team every episode because someone had died? No, of course not.
You're sharing a brain cell, damn it. I was just thinking of Rescue Rangers because I was trying to justify the very large mouse with one hit point. And I was thinking, Monica Jack? What?
One hit wonder.
Yes.
Yes,
this is going to be my big issue with this game. Like, spoiler alert. Like, yeah, okay, cool. I can literally just keep clicking here and have unlimited mice. And then eventually I might even come across, like, okay, this is how it can work then. Like, if I just use your roll thing until I get something I actually enjoy. Like, why should I play April Grant if I can play Simon Tunneler? because I just like him more. Magnolia Snow, the librarian with 11 strength. I guess she carries all the library around because her wisdom is kind of bad. It's good, very good. Cindy Maker and so on. Like, yeah, like the fact very little changes here. Like, here, sure, your dice change. These numbers here change.
This is a rules light system.
Yes. But as you can see, like hammer, D10 damage, 3 hit points. Like, I don't like my chances here if I ever get attacked by anything. This character gets a weapon of choice in the pack rat. It's like 1 defense, I think, lowers damage. I forgot how it works. It's not very much a problem. This is good. It's nice that they provide this, but it's very easy to do, obviously, if you have like these tables. Again, having constant character death is maybe not the best for this game, but on the other hand, right? On the other hand, you are mice. Like, yes, it is a bit realistic that there would be death around every corner for you. I guess I would enjoy a system where it's like, oh, the spirit of your mouse can like inhabit a new body or something. This, even if it's a bit silly, like playing voodoo mice or whatever. Like that. Just to explain why this campaign is still going, whenever all of the original characters have died and then the replacements have died and so on and so forth, right? But yeah, the game ultimately doesn't fail the big one, which is if your system has a lot of death in it, please make it quick to make a new character. Because so many really bad games will be like, oh, hey, here's 60 pages of character creation. And now you die. Congratulations. You did a lot of work for fucking nothing. And at least this doesn't do that. At least this is like, yeah, okay, roll like five dice, 10. How many times do you have rolled dice? This is 9 dice, then 10, 11, 12, 13 potentially. You roll 13 unique dice and then you have made a character.
Yeah.
And
which is really, really fast.
Yeah. So. And you make like 1 choice or 2 choices depending on your items.
Yeah.
And that's it. That is it.
Like, it's really good in terms of how a lot of games like this fail to stick the landing on that. Also, 2 pages there.
Yeah, indeed.
Because the inventory part, well, that's a separate explanation.
So. I do enjoy inventory immediately because you really don't have much space. Because the inventory, if we go to the character sheet, I think it's in the back. It should be. Why is it a separate download?
It was at the front, wasn't it?
Was it? No, I don't think there was one here.
Oh, wait.
It's a separate PDF.
I keep misclicking on the thing. Wait me a moment here. So, resources. Item cards, character and hiring sheet. Yeah. So, literally, this is your character sheet. So, you have potentially 2 items in your hands, 2 items on your body, and then some stuff in your backpack. But this is why it's so important, because as we can see here, light armor takes 2 slots already. So you can't just because it's horizontal, because there's a shield in it.
Yep.
Right? So it's very diegetic / you can touch it kinda. And then you can also get loot that's bigger than one space. And then you have to what do I drop? Do I drop my rations? Do I drop my dagger? Do I drop my torches? Ooh. Fuck,
There's another little thing in there. Yeah, the diegetic part. Exhausted takes up an item slot.
Yep, exactly.
Which I like that a lot, actually. It's this is how you use the card system. That was dogging earlier. Correctly, in my opinion.
Yeah. The whole game is geared around making play very, let's say, obvious and fast. in this case, because you aren't like, oh, I wrote my items down. Do I now have too many items? I don't know, because it's just written down. I have to look up how big is the dagger and so on and so forth. No, you just have them in your backpack, and then you either have room in there or you don't. And play a little bit of Tetris with your items. It's nice. And yeah, also conditions give you...
Can only be removed by meeting a clear requirement.
Yeah.
And
hungry, cleared after meal, injured, cleared after full rest, and so on and so forth. Yeah.
We probably talk about those dots. They're by the item.
That's just usages, I think. Pretty sure.
Yes, those are usage dots.
Yeah. So your items also get damaged over time. Or get used up. With rations, pretty obvious. Gonna eat them. Torches, you're gonna have to spend a torch point to light up an area for a while. Dagger. With dagger, it's obvious, but maybe it's just not very well made. It's a mouse weapon, right? How good at crafting are they really? And then armor, probably, if it worked 3 times, it breaks as well. So, yeah, good luck resupplying yourself at all times.
They have some examples below about when you mark usage on certain things.
Weapons ammo after a fight, roll 1d6 for each item. That was marked during a fight.
If you roll a 4, 5, or 6, then you mark a usage.
Yeah, that's right. Mark usage every 6 turns for torches if you use them. Okay. Mark usage after a meal. If used in a way that could break or deplete it, the GM makes you mark usage. May I ask you to mark usage? Yeah.
Yep. Like using your dagger to jimmy a lock.
Yeah. This is a very good way to heighten tension for an adventure. Like, oh, we're in a dungeon. My dagger is at 1 usage. That's bad. I don't have a weapon if this breaks. Very obvious. Few monsters carrying more items. So you can carry more than you're encumbered, and you make everything a disadvantage, which is bad. Cannot being able to run as a mouse is bad.
You go to the mouse bank.
Yeah, go to the mouse bank and put your items in there.
You must pay a fee of 1% of the value when retrieving the stored pips or items.
Then
we have some weapon examples.
Obviously, you could also have...
rather, weapon types.
Could also have it like at a home or something. Like, this is just... Yeah, this is just a quick play. Yes, weapons. Improvised weapon. Mark usage after a fight every time. Kumari OS, thank you for the follow. Hey.
Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of weapons are here, all sorts of armor. Like heavy armor. It's just like a little, what is it called? Thimble.
And electric lanterns.
Yes. I do enjoy that rations. It's just literally just like bird seed. Little sunflower seeds.
Electric lanterns provide 6 usage dots instead of 3.
Oh. Ooh,
but they must
fancy.
be recharged by batteries.
Oh. To brave the child's bedroom to get the Game Boy.
Finally, the pip purse. You can carry up to 250 pips without that does not take up inventory. But beyond that, 250 beyond that will require an inventory slot.
Yeah. I like that my settlements mostly deal in barter and IOUs, and pips can be stored at a bank. Yeah. It's kind of how the bank is supposed to work.
I like how we've had 2 references now to banks. Like,
yes.
It's giving me a mental image of like the banking mice.
Yes.
And how vital they are to our society.
Yes,
like, this is world building accidentally.
We all know the banking mice from Mars. We've all seen that show.
Yes. Banking mice from Mars. Oh, what an epic series.
And now, very quickly, we get to the how to play section. Like, to say it quickly, this is super evocative. The art is very consistent. I like it. It is nice that the same person made this art that made the game, and I think it is good. Okay, How to play? Well, pretty simple. You are supposed to roleplay your character. You are in control and acting in role of your mouse. You can talk in first, second, or third person, or switch between them. You don't have to do a silly voice, but it certainly can't hurt. Yay. If you're stuck thinking of what to do when you're role-playing a Mausritter, refer back to these guidelines. Ask a lot of questions. Make notes, draw maps. Work together. Devise schemes and recruit allies. Dice are dangerous. Clever plans don't need to roll. It's very important, yeah. Play to win, delight in losing, and fight dirty, run, die, roll a new mouse. Yeah. That's a best practice.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah, everyone at the table must talk like Mickey Mouse. Yeah. Except the DM who talks like a goofy. Gosh, there's a cat over there. Gosh. But yeah, the main way this works, the main way this game works is if you have to do something that's risky,
roll d20.
Roll a d20. If it's under your stat, you do it. If it's
or
over,
equal.
or equal, yeah. Or no equal. If it's over, you fail.
Yeah, a roll-low system.
Roll-low system, except for this at least. This makes sense because we don't have any modifiers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very easy to do. I personally like high roll a bit more, but it doesn't really matter. It's easier to do low roll if you're straight rolling on attributes, usually. Because usually it's easier to generate them just like directly and then make it, make low be good because you generate them. A high number is good. Obviously, you could just be like, it's a low number, roll high, blah, 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 blah. Who cares? Doesn't really matter. But the point is, since our best attributes we can have is 12, like if we refer back to our character creator over here.
Yeah, there you go.
Like, this is always going to be a 60% chance of doing something that's dexterous, meaning a 40% chance of not doing it. So it's always risky. But since you usually, like, you can technically have a 2 in something, I guess, if you're really unlucky. But you mostly will have like 9s, 10s, 7s, 8s. It's a risk, but it's kind of okay. It's not a bell curve, it's just a line.
Oh
no, sorry. The result here is a bell curve. You're right. Yeah.
Yes.
Slightly weighted over because you dropped one die. But yeah, I was talking about the roll on the stat, and that's obviously just a line.
Opposed save. Again, lowest roll wins.
A lowest successful roll wins. Like if both sides just straight up don't make it, they don't make it. So nothing happens then. They just both fail. The advantage, disadvantage as a system exist, giving you. Interestingly, here's my question about that. If it's risky but I have advantage, what does that look like? Is it like I'm climbing something but I have a gear or something?
Yeah, it says you are particularly well prepared or equipped.
Okay. There's just something you have to think about a little bit, because off the top of your head, if it's just, this isn't risky, so you just do it, then you don't really need advantage a lot of the time. But yeah, disadvantage also exists, which is obviously not great for your chances. Anyway, combat is a dangerous business for mice, even brave adventurers, but sometimes it cannot be avoided. If you attack unsuspecting foes, your mouse and any alien allies aware of the plan go first, otherwise make a dex save to act before your opponents. In the following combat rounds, maintain this order. On your turn in a combat round, your mouse can move up to 12 inches and perform an action. Actions can be anything from negotiating, attacking, fleeing, or performing a risky gambit. Here we see the roots of this being the OCR, because it's kind of D&D like in it.
Oh yeah.
This would have, in my opinion, benefited from being slightly less battle mappy. Because now I need a battle map on the sheet suddenly. This was a very simple game until now. And I would not run it on a map ever. Why?
There's problems with that that we'll talk about later.
Oh no, I meant on a battle map, not on a map. Map is fine. Okay. Battle map, like we are fighting on a thing. Like the reason you might want to do it is because you could just go to your kitchen and be like, okay, this is the kitchen you are fighting in or something. Like there's ways to make this fun. But at a base level, just doing it like zone based, like in the Fabio Ultima, it'd probably be easier and quicker and just as workable. But regardless, very importantly, attacks always hit.
That's the big one.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one RPG coming out soon that is a D&D like game that is doing the exact same thing, and that's Matt Colville's game.
Yep.
So it's becoming all the rage to go this direction.
Yeah, if I had to sum up my issue with this in this game is, again, our hit points are not very low, not very high. We're gonna fucking get owned. Meaning that we will want to suppress our foes. Attack unsuspecting foes, right? Because one turn of fighting that you just get to act while they don't. Very good. Obviously. You take some,
when it's prepared, since it's when firing into cover or fighting while grappled, you roll a d4 for damage, regardless of weapon. When your attack is enhanced by some circumstances of a situation, this is maybe a vulnerable opponent or some risky gambit that someone else has done, you roll a d12.
Yep. This is almost superfluous, at least at first level, because most hit points you have is 6. You're gonna not take more than 2 hits. Just mathematically, almost. Yeah.
Damage is first dealt to the HP.
Then instead to strength.
It represents your ability to avoid or shrug off the real damage. And then after taking strength damage, you must make a strength save. And if you succeed, you're still able to fight. But if you fail, you take critical damage.
Yep.
And when that happens, you take an injured condition and are incapacitated until tended to by an ally and take a short rest.
So here we have the sort of kind of saving grace in this is like, okay, so you're taking strength damage. Strength damage is going to lower your strength for temporarily, which is why these sheets all have the current value here. So essentially, every time you take damage, you're going to roll your strength, and if you do a critical, you're out of the fight, so you don't die. You know?
Yep.
That's kind of good.
Yeah.
This mitigates a little bit my problem with the high death rate in this game. But still, if realizing most weapons do D10 damage, just see how long it takes for generate a mouse that's just gonna. This mouse is 11 hit points. Could easily die in 2 hits. This has 12. This has 9. This is 10. This is 12. 13. 11. 14. 12. 13. So looking at it from this, if you always get hit, you are not going to last very long in a fight. Still. And also important, it's very much this attacks always hit thing incentivizes you so hard to all just attack the same target.
Yes.
Well, I think it also incentivizes you to not to play a certain way, to not be gung ho about jumping in to fight people. Maybe you want to try and sneak around instead.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mhm.
But I'm just analyzing combat on its own terms here, and I'm like, okay, let's say there's 3 enemies and we are 3 mice, right? Our best course of action if fights do break out is to swarm one person, one enemy, or stab them, and then there's 2 of them because it's unlikely that they survive assuming we're fighting like other mice at least. It's unlikely that they're still up after that. I would normally say that's like bad because that's kind of boring combat. However, yeah, combat isn't supposed to be what you do in this game. Combat is just what happens as a last resort, really. You're mice. You're not really supposed to be like fighty people. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Not like those rats.
Yeah. So I don't mind the rules being like this. I do not mind it.
Yeah, it really fits what they're going for, where, as you find out very quickly, this is an exploration game. This is you mastering your environment. This is you going and finding the things that other mice have not. This is not the game where your character solos a snake and lives to tell about it.
I had a random thought, Nura. It's an unhinged thought. I just imagine playing Hamtaro with this.
Yeah, it would.
This is perfect for Hamtaro.
Yeah, it would be really good.
Little hamsters, big stabs.
Yeah.
And then he stabs me with his knife.
Yes, exactly.
And then resting is kind of forgiving in terms of like what you regenerate.
Short rest, long rest, full rest.
You get up back on your feet pretty quick because either you die as a mouse or the injury probably wasn't so bad after all. Makes sense.
Yep.
They explain like what rounds and turns and so on are. It's fair enough. I don't really think you super need this, but okay. For overland travel, you need to know what do you need to know them, I guess.
Well, the exploration thing came up in the previous page.
I know.
If an incapacitated creature is left unattended for 6 exploration turns, they will die.
So that's an hour to save them. It's very generous, I guess. And then I'll be getting to travel in more detail later. I'm just gonna go over this for now. You can level up.
Yes, it's time to level up.
Yeah, what does it give you? Well, you get an extra D6 of.
Well, first, how do you get XP, Nura?
You earn XP.
Treasure and
treasure.
Use good.
Yeah. So essentially,
if you safety of a mouse settlement.
Yeah. So essentially, every point of loot worth you get, which is like we can refer back to the start where we had the list of items, gives you 1 XP. So if we go up to this sample guy, like, and then look at light armor, for example. Like this is probably before I start with. Let's say they found it. Light dagger, light armor. That's a cool 150 XP if we bring that back to the settlement. Pretty nice. And then silvered weapons. I like that this exists in this. What are you fighting? Where mice? Whatever. They cost 10 times more.
We're rats.
Yeah. And this is also why a lot of these items are quite expensive.
Yep.
You aren't supposed to buy an hourglass. You're supposed to find an hourglass. Or mirror or musical instrument. It looks pretty good. Also why you start with like, wooden pole 6 inches. Well, this one. Good job, you found a stick. Like the min-max roll-off. Okay, we're going back to the forest to fight sticks. Nah, not again. Holy shit! Can we do something else? No, I want the DC. I want a D6 hit points.
And you can earn additional XP by spending your pips on improvements for the community.
Yes.
For every 10 pips spent this way, you earn 1 XP.
So if selfless doesn't pay.
You mean selfish?
Yeah, but you could form a posse for 1,000. We're getting to that later.
Yeah, we're gonna do that later. I'm growing in appreciation for these RPGs where you're building a community.
Oh yeah, for sure. I like
Even
that.
though that's not a big component of this.
I like. But you can make it a big component. It doesn't in the rules say you have to, which is I think I prefer that.
That's part of why I'm drawn to like post-apocalyptic RPGs where the point isn't I am the lone wanderer, but hey, how do we create systems that will allow us to survive in this new world?
Yeah.
That's much more fun.
Yeah. So if you roll higher than the attribute on level up, you increase it by 1. So there's this kind of how you. If you have 6 will, you're more likely to increase it, but it's not a guaranteed thing.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
See, since you are kind of okay, you don't get more hit points, you get more grit, but you do get more 5,000. So eventually, you could have a really, really, really beefy mouse with 19 strength, dex, and will if you really live long. Like, it would be nice if there was less variance in these characters. Because I that's just me personally, but if I'm sitting at a table and I rolled a guy who's 866, and then next to me is the 1198 chat mouse, I feel a bit bad about that. Like here, 12, 8, 11, that's crazy. I think they should have been like you get 12, 10, and 8. Just put them somewhere or something like that. I don't know. I don't know what the best idea would be, but you're like, or at least give that as a secondary option that they put in. If I were to run this ever, I would make it something like that. I basically ask the players, hey, do you want to be a little bit exceptional as your mouse, or do you want to be a little like, do you want to play normal mice who are forced into the circumstances of being adventurers? And then give them different stats accordingly, but give everyone the same stat spread, more or less. Like, you could even do a point-buy system very easily where you just give people, let's say, 27 points to spread between these 3. And then also I would just give everyone 6 H points to start because it's still not very much. But anyway, this is like since they allow you to change the system officially, that you can do that. And you could have done that even if they didn't allow it because it's the game and you're allowed to change games.
It does.
Yes. So what is grid? Grid allows the mouse to ignore conditions. You have a grid space on your character sheet, and you can place conditions into it. Did that come up in this sheet? Here. You can basically, if you're hungry, you put it in the grid, and then you don't suffer from it. Very easy. Yeah.
But it will stay in there until you resolve it.
Yeah, of course. If you get too many, then you can't grid them away.
And then we get to magic, which I have gripes with, but we'll save that.
Drake, do you have anything to add so far to this? Like, are you vibing? Uh-oh.
Wake.
Hello?
Drake.
I think Drake had... It's probably something with Drake's mom. Give it a sec.
I say no, Jack. Do not hang her upside down.
Okay, vibed too hard. Wait, that sounded. Oh no. Trick, write something. AFK a moment. Okay, written 5 minutes ago. So Trick is. We'll come back soon. Let's.
You didn't talk about hit dice.
Well, they work the same as you would expect.
No, they're slightly different.
Hmm?
I mean, the raising hit dice. Roll the dice list for the news levels hit dice. If the value is higher than your mouse's current HP, replace your HP with the roll value.
Yeah.
Otherwise, increase your mouse's health by 1.
You're right. I forgot that that's how it works. So essentially, the most you can have, if you start at 6, would be 7, 8, 9 points at 4th level and 10 at 5th. And then I guess, 5th doesn't give you one, so it's 9. The most you can have is 9. You're never going to be a very survivable mouse once the combat starts. So yeah, do be smart. The game wants you to not fight. And that is, again, because your mice is very fair. I think this game encourages you very much to think on your feet and be a little sneaky guy, which I think I enjoy.
Take risks.
Take risks, but take them carefully.
Yeah, take them smartly. Have a plan, think it out. This goes back to what we were talking about with Shadowrun off stream with the whole, gosh, we spent so much time planning every heist way back in the day.
Yeah.
This is definitely the kind of game for that. And this is also, the kitchen thing was the most insightful part of this that you've said so far is... you could literally take your kids out in the backyard. Maybe they have, I don't know, something to keep the little inventory tags on their sheet from flying away in the wind. But going out back and then, how would your mice, navigate this creek? Making it very visual, very hands-on, very everything.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I feel like this game is in a very similar vein to what's it called? Golden Sky Stories, in that you can do a lot that is not fighty, that is very problem solving.
It is the gritty cousin of Golden Sky Stories.
Yeah, where everybody dies constantly instead, No, you don't have any superpowers. Maybe you have the knock spell, but that's it.
Yeah. Okay, so how do spells work? Let's see. The spell has usage like other spells, and then they regenerate, which is different for each spell. You have to look at the spells to know. You can sell them for money, of course. You must cast a spell. Decide on the power to cast it with, up to the number of usage dots remaining on the spell, or a number of d6 equal to the power of the spell. Is cast with. For each die showing a 4, 5, or 6, mark 1 usage. The spell has an effect which varies depending on number dice invested and the sum of the roll dice. So we would have to look at spell examples.
Wait, there was one more thing. There's one more thing you skipped over. Spells are all written on a physical thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be, but in this example, spells are living spirits trapped by runes carved on obsidian tablets.
Ooh.
You usually find them in deep and dangerous places. You don't inherently know a spell like a wizard in some other game.
I think this is fine because this game is about finding loot. I think allowing your wizard character to have a spell eventually that they just know is kind of fine. I would maybe allow that. But it should never be too powerful, never be more than one thing, maybe.
And recharging equipment coaxes the spirit back to the spell.
Yes. Lastly, there's a problem with if you miscast, if you roll too many 6s, you take 1d6 of will damage for each 6 rolled.
Yep.
And then you take the will save and you might get a drained condition. So, casting a big spell, you roll multiple dice, And at first, if you're reading this, you're like, okay, but why would I ever not roll the 3d6? Like, they aren't even all going to get used up necessarily. Well, miscast. They're using too much power, literally, which I enjoy as a metaphor here, because yeah, it's rolling high. That's bad. So if I just rolled a 4, 5, 6 on 3d6, that's fine. But the chance to rolling 2 6s isn't that low. Actually, you're gambling a little bit.
I didn't know this was Call of Cthulhu.
Well, mice are small cats, you know.
Okay, now I'm gonna have to throw hands.
And here we see how these things work. So Fireball, for example, flies 24 inches away, deals the sum of all the dice rolled into all creatures within 6 inches. So in my example here, I rolled, let's roll again. 3, wow, on 3d6, that's unlikely. Again. 2, 3, 6, so we did 11 damage. And since we had 1, 6, it's fine, nothing happened. But also we mark 1 usage, because we rolled a 6 in this case. So for the next spell we use Fireball, we can only use 2d6. A 3 and a 4. So we mark 1 usage and did 7 damage. So now we have 1 dice. Roll to 3, can still use it. Roll to 2, can still use it. Obviously it doesn't do much damage, but we can use it. 2 again. 5. So now we are out. And then other spells work similarly. Heal some strength damage and remove the injured condition from a creature. Very nice. Recharge, and the recharge is like Fireball. Burn in the heart of a raging fire for 3 days and nights. So this one is like, yeah, you're not recharging that on the go. I have to put it in the...
Yeah. Can we go over some of these recharges?
Yeah, absolutely. Like the effect is mostly how you would expect it to be.
Okay.
But the recharges are fun.
I want to talk about the magic missile one, for example. Drop from a height of at least 30 feet and then touch the spell within 1 turn.
Well, it doesn't say you have to drop it. So you can just put a cushion at somewhere. So all your wizards just have to jump off like the kitchen sink and wait, 30 feet. I just realized that seems almost like a misprint.
Yeah. You really have to.
I just realized that it's not a people-sized game.
Yeah.
But then we go down to the grow, and for that is leave in the highest branches of a tall tree for 3 days.
That one is fine.
Yeah.
But that's like comparable to this.
Yeah, but it is, but it's also not, because you can fasten it there and make it reasonably safe unless like a storm comes. I like invisibility. Go a day without opening your eyes once while holding the spell.
I like that a lot. That's great.
Knock is put this in a locked box inside a locked box inside a locked box and leave it for 3 days.
Yeah. Like these are okay. Here's the thing. These are fun. And these are stuff that you would describe doing between adventures and be like, okay, I go to the mattress factory and I jump off the roof into the mattresses with the spell. I throw it and jump after it and stuff. Like mice technically can fall pretty high because they are light. They don't take much fall damage. I don't know if that's anywhere in here, but like a creature that's small can fall more further distance without really damaging itself. But yeah, that's how spells work. I really think it's very evocative and nice that this is how it works. And I
have mixed feelings about the recharge system.
I don't. I actually like this. This is one of the things I like. I think if I think about it, yes, this is kind of gamey in that, okay, I will just not do this right now because in the adventure we don't have time to do a 3-day wait, right? There's no way. But then this feels like something to get up to in your downtime and just have fun with. Coming up with an idea of how I will keep this fire going for 3 days. Or where do I even find a peaceful riverbank or field to bury my restore spell at? That's its own adventure in that case. But that can be like, imagine you get hired to, okay, adventurers, I charge you with recharging my magic missile spell. It's empty. Here, you take it.
Yeah.
So
and one of them isn't uncharged, so if you need to use one along the way.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
You can have the second one. Yeah.
Meow.
I get it. This can be a big hassle, but I think it's kind of fun.
The last one.
Catnip?
Yes.
Turn objects into resistible lures for cats. Last dice turns. And recharge. Give a cat a gift it truly desires. Couldn't we give it the object that we just charged?
No.
Okay. Yeah, cats are like kind of like demigods in this.
Right.
We'll see.
I did not pray to you, nor shiny.
Too late. You can ask, like, you can hire hirelings. The fact that they have a page for hirelings jumped out at me as being kind of okay.
Yeah, it's very OCR in that regard.
Yeah. Like, do I have to, why would I?
What?
Why would I pay my? Why does a torchbearer only get 1 pip per day?
Because fuck him. He's just carrying a torch.
Important work.
But yeah, you go to a settlement, you spend a day asking around. The size of the settlement determines what types of hirelings are available. So most settlements may not have skilled mice looking for work. And then you make a will save or pay 20p. If successful, or you pay the 20 pips, roll the number for the type of hireling you're interested in employing to determine how many are looking for work.
Yeah, it's
typical. Which this is the other reason why the character creator thing is very handy.
Yeah, but they get less. They get less stat. Is there another one for hirelings?
Maybe. I assume there must. No.
There isn't.
Okay.
I guess you just roll until you have one that doesn't have stat up, that does have like not as good stats or something. Or just don't care. Like, why would you care that much?
Yeah.
It is very. Every time I come across this, this is our 20-page game. I guess in this page is 40 pages, but whatever. And one of the pages is about hirelings. Like, why would this be a system you need to write out? Like, let's just DM decide what it is, right? Am I crazy? I don't mind it being here, but it's like, why is it here?
Trake is nerd crazy.
For what specifically?
Wow.
You knew I was going to ask that question.
Well,
for questioning the need of hireling page.
Okay. So looking at this from the perspective of, hey, this is definitely based on OCR. No, it's expected to have this here. Looking at it from the perspective of, this is a cute RPG where you play a mouse that dies a lot. It does feel a little questionable because nothing up until this point has suggested that we're mice living in like a medieval society or anything, except from the name Mausritter. That's it.
Yeah.
What?
The banks.
Yeah, that's the world building we've had so far is banks and pictures of what items would be carrying. There isn't a.
This is the opening scroll.
There is the opening scroll, but what I'm trying to say, Sunderd, is that it needs like a little more before you go, by the way, having hirelings is expected in this game. Because since this is a very short RPG, you have the thing where if you put it in, it's expected because it's so short.
Exactly.
If it was a 500-page omnibus and then you had a section about hirelings.
I'm going to argue.
Yeah, go ahead.
That the initial concept you're buying into, you know from the get-go that there is some kind of medievalist society.
Yeah.
Because this is sword and whiskers. Like you're going on adventures. You're not just a regular mouse. You're an anthropomorphized mouse.
Yeah.
My point is that informs that there needs to be hirelings on that.
Yeah, that's my point, Sunder. Is like if you want that, you can add, I don't know, 2 pages of, hey, this these mice live in this very medieval society where, yes, there are mice barons and whatnot. You could do things like that and set up that expectation. But before this point, there isn't really an expectation set up because of all of these, why would you hire a scholar for your exploration? Like, they don't explicitly like tell you why here. Like, is there a thing on the next page of scholar hireling is good for XYZ?
Let's get into war bands.
No, I want to be on this a bit more. Like they give you morale roots. They might flee hirelings, and you can level them up if you give them more wages than they like technically should be paid according to the list.
They gain 1 XP per pip.
Per pip, you pay above their wage. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So a hireling that just gets paid never gets XP. Not receiving a share of the treasure may cause resentments among hirelings. Like these are like the little things. Yeah, this OCR. It's expected to be here. I think it needed either more or it needed to not be here. You could have just said like, okay, you can bring other mice along. They're gonna be worse than your mice. Just what do you want them to do? Meow. Like the idea that there isn't any system in place for blacksmith to do anything. There's also nowhere in this that says the blacksmith is the only guy who can repair armor. Like their DM already has to do the legwork of being okay. If you hire a blacksmith, then we won't be rolling if your weapons get broken, for example.
Yeah, perfect example. Like, if you include this, you do need to have the little tiny blurb of, this is what Torchbearer good for. This is what Tunnel Digger good for. Even if it's like supposed to be implied by the name, this is a tiny RPG. You're using every little bit of space to throw a rule at me. And this is one of these sections where you're not throwing me the whole rule.
Yes. Or rather, it's impossible on one page to do that. Like, at the very least, like also, why would I hire, technically, right? A knight if they're just this stat spread? Why does this knight suck compared to a character? Do they have equipment? Doesn't say.
They have 6 inventory slots.
Yeah, so I have to equip my knight with weapons and armor as well? Doesn't say. It would make sense that the knight comes with weapons and armor because we pay him 25 times what we pay a torchbearer.
Yep.
And it would make sense that the knight is more willing to fight stuff than a torchbearer. But since none of this information is here, obviously, if you are an experienced player, you can easily fill in the gaps here. But a game should always be written from the perspective of someone who is new to your thing.
Yeah.
And that's simply not enough information.
It isn't. It is important for, especially leading up to this point, we've been talking about, oh, this is great for kids. Oh, this is great for, family night, da-da-da.
Yeah.
When you're doing that, most of the games intended for family night need to be doing all the heavy lifting for you.
Yes.
They just have to, unfortunately. That's just part of it.
if this as written, they would ever hire a knight over a mouse at arms. I can hire 2.5 mouse at arms for a knight. They have the same stats. They get nothing according to these rules. If I wanted to really just be a stickler here, these mice are all naked when you hire them. You have to give them weapons and equipment. And then at that point, like getting your laborers drunk and having them fight for you because they're drunk and rowdy, it's going to be way less money cost than hiring knights or something.
I want to bring up something that's mentioned later in the text.
Okay.
It's I don't remember what page this is set on, but they say the rules of Mausritter will not cover every situation you and the players come across, and some parts have been kept intentionally vague.
That's I don't accept that excuse.
When this happens, adapt one of your existing tools to the purpose or create a new one. Make a note of the ruling for future use.
Yeah, well, this is fair enough, and that is always gonna happen in any game. Why this is baffling to me that they would put this in here and then like give you this little, like there should be more to it, and there isn't.
Warbands.
Yeah, we can talk about warbands now. So like this illustration is so good. Then at the same time, I just want to point that out.
I love that
How do we get our wood? Well, we have the wood mines below the branch.
Yes,
it's very, very good. So if you can form a warband out of 20 or more fighting mice, which again, what the fuck is fighting mouse? We can't even hire that. I know it's a mouse at arms at least, but I technically just use the terms you just introduced, please. And act on a scale capable of facing other warbands or large beasts like a cat or a boar. Holy fuck, you can fight a boar in this? I must have not seen the stats. That's possible. How many mice are there supposed to be?
That's why you hire the 5 knights.
Like, okay, warbands. Warband starts with 6 HP, 10 strength, dex, and will. These are importantly, they tell you that warband scale that works different from non-warband scale fighting.
Yes.
So it requires 1,000 pips a week for upkeep and wages, and you need like 20 fighting mice and 20 followers in the camp per fighting mouse. It doesn't tell you how you get like better stats. If adding more mice in erases the stats. Like, do I get more damage if I give them different weapons? Could I just do that and do the math? Like, if we do the math here, okay, if we buy 20 mouse at arms, that's 200 pips. If we then buy like an average of like 3 for the laborers and so on, and like a few blacksmiths and whatnot, we arrive at 250, 260 for like the people, and then we have to equip them. But then why do we pay 1,000 p of wages? So they do have equipment after all, I guess. It is just inconsistent. I'm sorry. I don't. Yeah, yes, it's supposed to be simple and it's quick. Yes, and it says that we can change rules, but you could have written these rules to be less specific and better without using any more space than you have. And I say there's someone who enjoys this so far.
Yeah, I love this so far.
This is a part of it where I'm like, okay, just write out. Like, because also, here's the next big kicker, right? I hire an interpreter for 30p, and they roll 2d6 to arrive at their mental stat is 2. So they are the gibbering fool who can do no rolls, basically. But they're my interpreter now. There should have been a rule in place that says, okay, whatever you hire them for, they can do that. They have a good stat in that. but they don't have good stats otherwise, and they basically do their job, and they are not very good at other things. And here's specific rules for fighting mice that tell you why a knight is better than a mouse at arms, and why you would want to hire a knight, and why hiring many mouse at arms is a good idea if you want a warband, and so on and so forth. That would also be 2 pages long, and would give me a lot more information that I actually would like to have. Because yes, as a DM, obviously I can fill these gaps. It's not that difficult.
Oh, wait. One of your questions are earlier questions is answered below.
Where is it?
Equipment improves a warband's abilities the same way as it does for individuals. Just multiply the purchase price by 20.
Yeah, but okay. But what if I buy my warbands, the clubs, and axes? I guess they already have those, so does it improve that? Like, again, it is fine, but it's hire a cat is so much simpler. Indeed, yeah, hire a cat. Be cat pilled.
Be cat pilled.
No, again, just to be clear, these rules work. But they work in a very narrow spectrum. And as soon as you ask any questions, they fall apart. And that's what I'm saying. This part I would rewrite completely if I was in charge of this product.
Can we discuss how battles work?
Yes. So battles between warbands and warband-sized creatures function the same as fights between small individuals. So attacks deal damage in HP, then instant to strength, so it's the same. However, attacks by warbands against non-warband scale creatures are enhanced. Any damage taken from non-warband scale creatures is ignored unless it is particularly destructive or large scale. So, meaning a warband is immune to single enemies attacking them. Except maybe if a mouse were to throw a fireball, or if you're like, I cast magic missile at one of the guys, and that's definitely a dead guy now. I like this. I like that it's non-specific. This is where it works well, where these rules are actually nice for, like, this is workable rules for purely for mass combat in D&D even, to an extent. Like not 1-to-1, of course, but you could make it work. Where you just represent your army of soldiers as a guy who has soldier stats, and if another guy with soldier stats hits him, then takes some damage and so on and so forth. Because I used to try and make for my own games, I make like these rules where like a soldier is represented by as a hit point. So if your army is 100 guys and it's 100 hit points, it never works. Yeah. It's kind of realistic, but it never really works. In this works pretty well. And then casualties. When a warband takes critical damage, they are broken and cannot act until rallied. At strength 0, the warband is wiped out. At half strength, the warband must make a will save or be routed. Warbands recover HP and attributes score damage like individuals do, with short, long, and full rests. Yes, it works because these rules, you are putting rules together that are simple and that work on, if you just say it's larger scale, but it works the same on that scale. Yes, it functions. Like, I think the basic warband is just a bunch of guys you hired in a bar and who's armed with like chair legs and so on, and then you can equip them further. That's my read here. Because otherwise, there isn't really much of a need to ever equip them. Because it's already the case that if you have a warband, you kind of win a lot of fights that you otherwise wouldn't. At the same time, though, that's fine. You're supposed, if you're paying $1,000, you're supposed to get something for it. But yeah, I think that's all I want to say on that. I think it works, and there's actually monsters in this, a bunch of monsters that are warband size.
And then, because it's an OCR product, we have keeps.
Yes, we construct buildings.
More like you're tunneling.
Yep.
I like this initial sentence. The right to build on land cannot be bought. It can only be given or taken and defended. It's kind of... You are supposed to be a knight, a medieval knight in this. You get the feeling more and more medieval. Like, yes, you are a mouse, but you're supposed to be like taking names and hits a little bit. A team of 3 tunnel diggers can excavate a 6-inch cube of soil per day. Other materials take twice as long. But because clearly you can dig into the soil to make yourself a building.
Yep.
Rooms can be any size. The following is the cost of the materials of fitting per 6-inch cube constructed. Laborers and diggers must be paid separately. Tunnel per 6 inches. Poor room, standard room, grand room. Who? All construction require an upkeep of 1% of the total cost per month. More and more we are getting into the thing of, wait, this is actually full of logistics, this game. This isn't for the kids so much. We're supposed to build our mouse empire here by going out and looting, because otherwise we don't have our castle will fall apart.
Yeah. Like, so this is a funny, like, little bridge here, is adding little math things like this, where you get out the graph paper and the kids are like sketching out their perfect like mouse kingdom.
Yeah.
Like that's when you separate the kids who'd rather just hit each other with balls or from the ones who want to do the maths. And this is definitely one of those games that reinforces that, if I may.
Oh yeah. Hello, Ataraxian, and yes, this is based on OCR, so it is. This is I would so far I would say I have leveled a few critiques on this, but I would play this immediately. This is evocative. I like it.
All right, sounds good.
But let's keep going. Then okay, and then actually this is the end of the rules, because when we have an example of play.
Example of play. I read through it earlier.
Basically, you in this example, a few mice fight a few rats.
Yeah, I want to bring up one thing from this example that they talk about during combat, where there's like, oh, can I push this rat that's holding a lantern into the river? And they're like, sure, you could do that. You're successful. But now the whole area is dark. So your friend shooting a bow has to roll less for their damage now. Because you're in disadvantaged situation now. And like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good call there.
Then player 3 is like, okay, then can I light a torch and run over there? And like, sure.
Yeah. And yeah, thank you so much, Rexian, for the resub. Yay! 35 months. That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, 3 years, the 3 anniversary coming up soon.
3 year.
All right, let's go to the game master.
There you are, nerd. There you are, you fucker.
It's
you
me.
fucker.
Give me what I want, I'll eat you. The GM tips in this are quite good. Like, make the world seem huge, create situations, not plots. This is so important. So many GMs get this wrong. Present the world honestly. So GM, you are the eyes, ears, and nose of the players. If you lie, if you omit details, they are not going to be able to get things. Telegraph danger. Very important in this game specifically. Reward bravery. Nice. Yeah. And ask, and that's the talents. Then we get into the actual thing. Saves should only be asked for as a result of players' action or choice. Mice can do anything that seems reasonable and safe, but when they do something dangerous, ask for safe to avoid the possible consequences. So what you get from this, between the lines, is if there's a combat in this game, basically your mice always have to or should initiate it. Like, it should never be sprung on them. Because if you spring it on them, as per the rules, your mice are not going to go. It's not going to go well for them.
No.
But if you will spring it on them, okay, in the distance, you see the cat. It hasn't noticed you yet, but it blocks the path to the other side of the river for some reason. Because it is lazing around on the log that you are trying to go over. What do you do? Do you try to talk to the cat? You try to sneak past through the hollow log, but that has some holes in it which a cat could see into. Oh my god! Or do you like go the long way around with the other thing that you can go over the river with, and so on and so forth? It should never just be an ambush or anything. And I think that works here because we are supposed to be the proactive mice that go out and find things and do things.
It's also kind of implied that you are the most intelligent life form.
Yeah.
So you should be the one who is sneaking around, wearing down prey, etc. You should be doing the clever thing.
Yes. And then as consequence of failure, the consequences of a failed save should be obvious and telegraphed. Yeah. Also true. Remember that saves should only occur when a player wants to avoid a negative outcome. So, some options for consequences are damage, a condition, lost time, loss of random items, or mark usage of items. Yeah, works for me. Luck rolls are used for events that have an unpredictable outcome, and outside of remiss of strength, dex, and will save. So an X in 6 chance to the outcome occurring. And roll d6. The result is equal or less than the chance. It happens. Yeah, I like this too. Luck roll. You always end up needing it at some point. Like where does
you always do?
Where does the thrown item land? Is it near to me or nearer to the enemy? Who can pick it up first? Oh, I don't know. Rolls d6. Oh, nearer to you. Congratulations.
Yep.
Okay, there's the text I mentioned earlier.
Rollings, yeah. Rules of Mausritter will not cover every situation. Okay, here's the thing. Since that's all the rules, always you have to put that here. But then it's a thing of the hireling page is a sort of place. I don't know. I can't get over it. You can't run it one-to-one with the there's a difference between okay, these are simple rules, and we didn't think of every situation, and well, these are some rules you could use, but if you do, you'll have to add like a lot more rules on top by design because these rules aren't all-encompassing for the thing we are giving you, the specific one thing we are covering here. That's my problem with it.
I'll have things to talk about that later.
Yeah. And now we get to what they want you to actually do in this game, which is explore around, which is cool.
What? What is that? What? Sundry?
I said exploration.
Oh,
it ate half your initial word, so it was a shan. I was like, what?
Exploration.
Yes, that's better. So when exploring in a dungeon or adventure site, a party of mice can perform one major action per turn. Major actions are things like moving to a new room, examining a trap, or engaging in a fight. Easy record turns. Use the turn tracker on the GM session sheet. Each time the party performs a major action, mark in the next empty box. This is a useful help tool if you don't, if you really want to track passage of time. It is obviously limited, but in this case, I think it would work well. I would say that an experienced DM doesn't necessarily need this, but it's good to have here for the new DM. Because each of these is 10 minutes, so this is an hour, this is 2 hours. We've been in the dungeon for 2 hours, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Works. Very simple.
Okay, so this is one of these like GM aid tools that I actually really like for one reason. It creates tension.
Yeah.
And when your players ask you, so how long has it been? It's right in front of you, dude.
Yep. Like a lot of the time, a DM can get by those questions for being like, well, you don't know, it's fucking dark, you're in the dungeon, or would you tell time? But it's good to know as the DM what amount of time has passed, because it is what you base your calls on. Like, oh, we went in there in the evening. Is it is it already morning when we come out? It would be bad because then we would be spotted by whoever's land this actually is, maybe. Yeah, well, I tracked time and you were in there for 10 hours, so I think it might just become crack of morning. Yeah, it makes sense. And yeah, that works. It's just a good tool if you want to use it, for sure. Of course, if your dungeon is like 2 rooms long and there's one trap in it or whatever, then that is kind of overkill at the same time. Like, it's not always the most useful thing, but for a big dungeon, I would say it's a useful thing for sure, yeah. It also gives you a really old school idea of your team of players can do one thing. It isn't that one player can do one thing and another player does another thing. No, the team does things together.
Yeah.
And the idea that you split the party should probably really, really, really be something mice don't do, because they are not solo animals in the best of times. So that should honestly be emphasized more in the player section as well, that they want you very much to stick together as a team at all times. But I like that it is here, and the DM, or as the DM, you can facilitate it as well, of course. So, overland travel. When traveling in the wilderness, mice can travel a single 1 mile hex per watch. Hexes containing difficult terrain, streams, human roads, large rocks, hills, require 2 watches to cross. Rest. If the mice do not spend at least 1 watch per day resting, give them an exhaustion condition. Yeah. Makes sense. For weather table, which I like, roll 2d6 for the weather each day. Weather is highlighted are poor conditions for travel. For each watch spent traveling under these conditions, the mouse must make a strength save or gain the exhausted condition. Yeah. So let's roll some weather today. For today, a 3. So in spring we would have drizzle, and summer it's very hot. Stuff like that. And this is nice. It's a good system. This actually works a lot better than most weather systems I've seen. That's right off the bat.
Yeah, it does. Most of them are like obsessed with, yes, but it's 75 miles per hour the wind this time. Yeah. No, just give me adjectives and tell me what happens if I decide to push through it.
Yep. The simple consequence of you getting exhaustion if you don't make a save, and like spring is a good season to explore, and summer and autumn are also okay, but winter is shit, and you want to really have a plan in place, more or less.
Oh yeah,
I like that. Okay, when you explore a dungeon adventure site for an encounter every 3 turns, or whenever the creature noisy or mayhem, or whenever they create noise or mayhem that could draw attention. So the game incorporates like random encounters. We're gonna see a lot of those. Yeah. So for each major area, prepare a table of D6 encounters that express the theme of the area. Give every entry something that they're already doing as the players arrive. It's kind of incongruent with them attracting attention. Oh no, this is major area, right? It's different. So in a dungeon, stuff might appear quite often. In the wilderness, stuff appears not that often. Roll for encounters instead of morning watch and instead of evening watch. When an encounter occurs, roll d12 to find in what hour it occurs in. Okay. It's the first instance of a d12 outside of weapons. For a random encounter, roll on d6, on a 1 an encounter occurs, on a 2 an omen occurs, signs of hints of an encounter. Oh, like that.
There were pigeons here.
I'm slightly incongruent here because I'm not sure if you are. So, roll an encounter every 3 turns. So this is how it works in this part, and then I roll on a d6, on a 1 an encounter occurs. So
yeah.
Okay, it's not that often then. And on a 2 you find like signs of something.
That's why the turn tracker has the little like bracketed box every 3rd box, is because that's when you're supposed to roll for an encounter.
Yeah. So, and you make an encounter table. 1 to 3 are common encounters. 4 to 5 is an uncommon encounter. Some things that unusual. And the 6 is a dangerous or weird encounter. Again, obviously you can just not have random rolls for that. But if you are, and I wish it would say, okay, if you can, you should design your own dungeons. But if you don't want to, here's a way to make it random. But works as it's implied, obviously.
Yeah.
Then you also roll a disposition roll, which is also very OCR.
It's so OCR. I love it.
So you could roll a talkative cat or an unfriendly cat or a helpful cat. Helpful cat sounds unlikely.
It's helpful in that it raises its tail out of your way so you can walk past.
Yeah. I like the morale roll as well. Like if something is outmatched or something, they might just run. It's good. Good to have those in rules. Many games forget that people oftentimes like to live.
Why is there a war to shatter the ass?
The water shatter the ass. I don't know. I guess we're having lore dropped on us.
Sugar.
Yeah, and now we have a bunch of stats, which is nice.
Our direction is pleased with this rule.
Yes.
Language. Become the language.
Yeah.
The more closely related two creatures are, the more likely they are to understand each other.
Yep.
Magical or highly intelligent creatures may break these rules.
They use mouse guard rules because I think that's part of mouse guard also.
Mm-hmm. Mice can easily communicate. Other rodents can speak and communicate. Some difficulty and difference of custom. Other mammals make a will save to see if communication is possible. Otherwise, can't actually communicate. So
there's our knight.
Heavy armor. So, and I do enjoy that the creatures are very simple. Obviously, they follow the same rules as the mice. Cat, warband scale. So we can't fight it as singular mice, as our party at all. That's very important, unless you have like a fireball spell. Very beefy damages and attacks. And then it wants to be served. If mice pledge fealty and give bribes, they may be allowed to live. I like that. Cat Lords, Balthazar loves to eat the finest delicacies. Melchior loves gold, jewels, and wealth. Solomon plays cruel games with captives. Hammurabi rules with harsh, unbending logic. Nefertiti actually loves art, poetry, and beautiful things. And Zenobia, forming an army of conquest, wants to rule. Yes, yes, mice, join my army.
Oh my goodness.
Like,
I'm getting like a slight Five Will Goes West vibe here with all the cat gangs.
That also had a helpful cat in it.
Yeah, it did.
Doing good. We're having fun reviewing games. Then, like this is an example. I'm not reading all of these out, but then we have a centipede, which is like a monster you could fight.
These are
regular
types
scale.
of centipedes rather than individuals.
Yep.
There are a few creatures that I'll want to point out, though.
Yeah, of course. I'm just saying we're not going through all of these creatures.
Pros are spellcasters.
Yes. Yep. Those two songs.
Yes. Create a blindingly bright light. Make a will save or take frightened for all who hear. Can vaguely foretell a future event. Can make a powerful gust. Can see a past event concerning those present. Or can make it that all who hear cannot lie while the song lasts.
Yes, and the crow knows two songs of these, and you roll them.
We have an outright fairy. Who knows one spell.
Yeah.
Wants to further the fairy queen's strange agenda.
Yeah, more kidnap baby mice to raise his own children.
Yes, they have ghosts who want freedom from the pain that binds them to this mortal realm. It can only be harmed by silver or magic weapons.
I hate to do this because I'm having a Spoonie moment. You said wants to further the fairy queen's strange agenda.
Yeah.
It just immediately made me imagine that there is somebody who opposes the fairies who is an overweight mouse who constantly is swearing at the little camera that he has set up
No.
and is constantly shuffling his papers around, saying it's a giant conspiracy from the Fairy Queen about everything.
They're trying to make the frogs gay. The frogs are also here, by the way.
Yes.
Yes, wait, let's go up to the frog for a second.
Yeah.
It's frog knights errants.
Yeah, frogs
Frogs are
gallantly.
knightly people.
Frogs want to gallantly complete their quest. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
they hold spears.
it slightly goes against like the idea that okay, we can't communicate with these if crows and frogs and so on are clearly also intelligent.
Yeah, it's not an intelligence thing. I didn't want to
it's
correct
language
Shrek
barrier.
earlier.
I like that Philip is there, cursed human searching for a cure. It's so good. This I want to point out because that's my favorite thing in this whole book. Like that's they drop on you just out of nowhere that there can be a cursed prince if you want to be.
So the reason why I said that earlier, Sundered, is because none of these jumped out as telling me that they're all building complex societies.
Yeah,
Only
true.
the mice are like building castles and things underground.
I suppose the frog has a spear. That kind of tells me that there's something going on.
There's an illustration later I'll point out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
also, I want to point out here for ghosts, it says, if you take critical damage from them, they will possess the creature.
Yeah, that's cool. Like again, I want to just to make it clear. Frog, I think since they have a spear and armor,
Yeah.
they are also at least like on some sort of civilization level, obviously, which is fine. Yeah, they're maybe not on the building kingdom level, but they are on some level.
Actually, I hate to do this, Sarah, but I think I will want to go for all the creatures because there's not that many.
It's a fine amount,
So
I think.
owls, they are also spellcasters. They want to collect rare knowledge and spells. And they give specific owl sorcerers.
Yeah.
Like
Bezazel,
Bezalel that wants to build mechanical servants.
Morgana the Owl in league with the Fairy Kingdom. Prospero creates chimeric servants. Oh no. Sparrowhawk can shapeshift into any other bird, so you wouldn't even know he's there. Crowley binds ghosts into spells. And Lekusa, human witch trapped in owl form. Yeah. She can meet the frog.
Then they're the rats.
Yes.
The rats.
The rats.
We're
The
the
rats. Yeah.
We carry cleavers.
Or hooks.
And the best part of the rat is number 2, expert riverboat navigators, the water rats. Yeah, they literally put Steamboat Willie in here.
Yep.
They got trash knights.
Yep. Like the rats are kind of your, I guess, your basic opponent in this.
You got the gentle rats who wear top hats and rumpled suits.
Oh no, the king's tails knocked together in Gordian knot. Oh no.
The snakes, they want to sleep undisturbed.
Yeah.
They even have undead bone snake. A drake, a snake that has wings and breathes small gouts of flame.
Oh, I bet they also produce really good memes.
Yeah.
And the spider.
Spider's actually scary.
Yes. They can have a ghost spider.
Yeah, there's a blink spider too. And the spider one is scary because they are like as big as mice, I guess. And they have a poison bite that damages dexterity instead of things. And they're gonna eat you. It's one of the ones that doesn't have anything else to do because it wants to feed its babies.
That's all
one
creatures.
thing to point out. A few of these entries have critical damage, meaning there's another option if one of your characters takes critical damage.
Yeah, critical damage is if the attack had advantage. So that's with spiders. Who knows how that would go? I'll say this is great. It's one of the best sections in this because it gives you enough to be like, okay, what's a fox like? Well, I guess kind of like XYZ. Like a fox would be a little bit whimsical. So let's give it like fairy-like stats. Would also have like about cat stats, but be not as interested in mice overall, maybe. More like a wise oracle you could visit more so than a malevolent god that wants to be worshipped, and so on and so on. And then you can immediately imagine we have to fight the evil cat overlord. That's the campaign. Eventually, we have to drive away the evil cat that is taking over the backyard, stuff like that. And then there's also enough little crimchas that you are going to have a bit of variety to fight at first, and then again, you can come up with more stuff like there's a big beetle. It's not very dangerous, but it's hard to crack because there's lots of armor and so on and so forth.
Get the hex crawl.
And then we come to the hex crawl, which is exactly what you expect a hex crawl to be.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Each of these hexes is 1 mile. They are supposed to each have something interesting in them. And
we got like tables.
Lots of tables for that, which is cool. I like it. One
of the things on the table is the beetle graveyard, which they mentioned back in spells.
Yep. And obviously, to start with, your players are necessarily supposed to have.
That's the image I wanted to put.
The frogs do have a king. Clearly.
Okay.
The frogs are an ancient race. That's so good. Like they're sitting.
I like that it's like. Oh, I like the adventurer mouse there.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I'm sorry, I took the wrong turn. And here's how it's supposed to look. I don't want to go over all of it, but it's hex crawl. Like if you know, you know. Yeah. So each of these, and you're supposed to have one of these little things. Like which is what it says. This is 3. So 16, 23 hexes in total, I think. 12.
Oh no, Nurk. Rumor 6.
The
cult of sugar know the secret of everlasting life.
Yeah. So what are we supposed to have here? Well, each of these tiles is a number.
19, by the way.
It's 19. Yeah, I'm very smart. I'm good at math. Gets a little description, and there's like an abandoned hut here. Oh, cursed sunflower draws both bees and cultists to the abandoned hut. See honey in the rafters, and so on and so forth. Excuse me. And then obviously there could be more to find in a hex. This is what, like, you could present this and be like, okay, you know that this is here, but there could be more to find. Or you could present a wholly empty map where the mice are like, oh, we have never been to this part of the world before. Only to then discover, obviously, that there's already mice there because it's fucking mice and they're everywhere. But this kingdom doesn't know what's there, and so on and so forth. You can go a lot of places with this, and this is a good system. And it makes for interesting play. Because you're fucking mice, you're never going to be over-leveled for your area. Like, overland travel is going to stay challenging and interesting in perpetuity for you.
Yeah, that's actually a super important point.
Yeah.
The example town here has a population of 350.
Sorry, I had to blow my nose. What page is this?
It's on the next page.
Oh
It's right there. Town of 350 mice built between 3 old oaks, linked with bridges. The ant kingdoms.
Yeah.
They will pay you well for mercenaries and assassins.
I like that. Like, if they're large wood ants, they are like not even completely like harmless to mice. So that's number 2. It counts out like this. Further away from the
clockwise.
Yeah. I guess you could count in any, like you could obviously label them any way you want, but
yeah. But in this example,
yeah, and I like all of this a lot. It's a good example. And so wonderful, I agree. And then you can also see, okay, here runs the river. And for example, to get to this part of the fucking map, you would basically have to go over here, over the road, down here, and then you are here. Because this flows from like some sort of waterfall down. Maybe you can go underneath the waterfall, do they say?
I see 11.
Secret entrance to the fairylands hidden beneath a waterfall. So you could go into the cave and maybe you can find like a way over the small river here, but otherwise it's a fucking river. Good luck. You know? So you can easily make it, make stuff hard to cross. I guess this might be a fort here.
Can we see what it says?
As a 7 or 6, I guess.
6 and 7.
Poppy Seed House. Mausritter House. River Rat Smugglers have secret hideout in the basement. Fishing spot. 3 and 6 chance of humans being here. Stones useful for crossing river. Yeah, so there. It's a 7. Yeah. It's rumors. Like it's good.
Age is the gate to the barony of the cat Balthazar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the cat Balthazar is probably going to try to expand their land.
See, we have goals under each of these factions.
Yep. And some of them are already pre-checked, which is also good. Like, as an example, Balthazar, the cat lord, has captured some kidnapped mice already. But you could free them, and then you would have to reset the goals, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an adventure right there in those 2 pips. And the Debas, the Red King, has appeased the cat lord. Probably we're giving them the mice. Right? And that's these kind of things that works well. This is evocative. I like evocativeness for these. And as you can also see, like these drawings, they're simple enough that you could even do them on the fly during a game session very easily. Obviously, you should have like your DM version prepared with some notes on it.
Oh yeah.
And I do enjoy. So we have like each of these is a mile, so you can travel them in a day basically because you need to rest too. So going to this hex again, if you don't want to go through the ferries, this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days. That's a long time. Also, there could be humans here, and then you have to wait because you don't want to cross the stream when the humans are there. Kind of thing.
Don't cross the streams.
No, don't cross them. And then they tell you how to do this, basically. But we already went.
Get a little Mail's Choice.
Yeah. Create some factions with goals that are maybe not compatible.
Yep.
Make encounter tables for your tiles or for a type of tile. And so on and so forth. Like, this definitely only needed if your characters are going to even go there. That's just at this time, but whatever. And
yeah,
then
the number at the top, we got Ancient Bat Cult Temple, all your adventure site themes.
Yeah, you can, like, this is, again, we always harp on about, these lists are good or bad, right? If we see them. These lists are good because these are examples of stuff you can find. And it's enough stuff that it's going to last you a while. And also it's kind of generic enough that if I find a Wizard's Tower second adventure I ever play.
Or claustrophobic ant dug tunnels.
Yeah, but let me finish. I'm not going to be like, what? It's Adventure 9, are we in a Wizard's Tower again? That's so hackneyed. We were in a Wizard's Tower before. No, it's going to be another cool Wizard's Tower. Like that kind of thing. And I like anything to add to this? God, Drake, you've been very busy with memes.
Yeah. This is a very memeable game, honestly. It's one of those things like either I say a lot about it or I meme a lot about it, and either of those things means I really like it or I really hate it. Like Continuum, oh, there's plenty I hated, so I had plenty to say. But in this case, like, I don't know. It's very hard for me to add something because you're really covering it really hardcore.
Thank you.
One of the things that I like the most about this is that, okay, so proper OCR stuff, one of the reasons why I go back and I reread those old things as much as I do is because they have tables that actually matter. Like, having a ruination table, cool. Like, I can use this immediately. It's useful. It's got teeth. It's not a rollmaster table. That's kind of like one of the things that I noticed that modern, like, a lot of things are afraid of is doing this. And I'm like, no. Give me the toolbox. I say I'm drunk and I need to run a game and all my players are drunk. This helps drunk me the most.
Yeah.
Always assume like you're in the worst possible mental situation when you're having to run a game.
Yes, you would be drunk,
especially if it's a simple game.
You would be drunk if you're running a game for your children.
Oh yes. You want to do something good, but Dad's drunk, so.
Then
anyway,
more tables,
a little too real for everybody there.
Even more tables, like loot tables, very good. Here we also see like, oh, you're supposed to pay for $1,000 for your army. Well, you just found a string of pearls. Yeah, $1,500. You can have your army right now.
And I like that they include the sizes. Yeah. So it's just like, you do have to make hard choices. And you do have to be like, hey, torch guy, you're going to carry this the rest of the way. And if you drop it, it's coming out of your paycheck. You know, you got to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
Magic swords.
Magic and cursed swords as well.
Let's not jump over that.
I'm not jumping over it at all.
Yeah, we've got Rusty Nail.
Yeah.
It gives you the frightened condition because, I don't want to get tetanus from that.
I like the toy soldier saber. Well, if you need a warband, they have +1 armor because your saber is so cool. And it's literally a Lego saber. I know exactly what this is.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's good. I like that.
Meow.
Oh no, another one of the villains has approached. Meow.
I like that these are legitimately also like magic because you can hold your breath for 1 turn underwater with the water-worn glass and stuff.
Magic swords is only mark usage when a 6 is rolled.
Yeah.
They can be repaired by a highly skilled blacksmith.
Yeah.
So there's your use for blacksmiths.
Yeah, no, I realized the use for blacksmiths on that. My point is that normal equipment repair rules don't exist. I guess you just do it because you don't roll for things, right? But then we also don't have skills, so shouldn't I be able to repair my fucking thing? Maybe I rolled a blacksmith? Can I repair my own thing?
You know what? I another spoony moment. This game would be perfect if you were just like, let's play Dungeon Meshy, except we're small critters.
Yes.
Like, not necessarily all mice, but mice and maybe like frogs and rats and things.
Yep.
Cursed swords, though.
Magic swords have 1 in 6 chance of being cursed.
It could not be removed from the inventory. While the curse remains, the sword has no beneficial power. Once lifted, the sword regains its power.
Oh.
You have a requirement on what you must do to lift the curse.
Yeah. When you gain an exhausted condition, gain another. Trading places with a poor farmer for a season. Holy crap.
Wow. I like that.
Yeah. My character's going to be out of commission for a while, I guess. But this is also a game where I feel like, okay, my character's going to do that, so I'm playing another mouse for now. Yeah, sure.
Because it's so easy to roll them, and then also like
the other mouse is gonna be this fucking farmer you're trading places with. It's so easy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yes, you have to play the farmer. Yes, it's just like, I get to go on an adventure, and then he dies horribly, and you feel bad.
Yeah.
And then you have to marry his mouse wife and carry on his traditions.
Yeah, and this is probably my favorite single page in this book. Look at this. This hollow stump with the colony on the inside and the underground thing, and like the little mouse wheel and dumbwaiter and so on and so forth. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm. That's where they go to in the example rule. Example text.
Yeah.
Well, unbeknownst, the mice of Oaks Grove are worried about the friends and cousins in Stumpsville after the village's usually reliable delivery of cheese failed to arrive on market day. Unbeknownst to the players, the mice of Stumpsville have been kidnapped by the dead rats as a gift for the cat lord Balthazar.
Yeah,
and they are holding the villagers in the secret hideout to the north until trade can be made. Will the players solve the mystery and find where the villagers have been taken? Can they rescue the mice in time?
Yeah, can they? Who knows? We'll see.
Mouse eye patch.
And then there's more stuff here. There's more tables, which is welcome. And adventure seeds. Draw D66 for each of these. So the fisher mouse has eaten a poisonous berry, and it's very urgent. Cool. Yeah. This is just to replace mouse with commoner or something, and you're good to go for a normal game. It's good.
Seasons.
Seasonal events. It's nice. We already had these kinda, didn't we? This is a repeat.
No, these are seasonal events.
Yeah, the weather is to repeat. The events aren't. Yeah. It's good to put the weather here because I guess so you can refer to both at once.
Oh.
Here's a little FAQ, rules reference, and then back of book, and we are done.
Yep. Losing games.
Yeah.
You would think you're done, but I have something else to discuss.
Okay, what is it?
Meow. Because it's one thing to sell people on a game, but an important part about trying to sell people on a game is showing them. Stop hooming me. You hoomer.
Okay, let's keep talking. So make so many pauses.
I'm nervous. Oh man.
What is it?
The important part of selling people a game is telling them how much content is there out there for this game.
True.
How and what platforms support the game. So I can tell you right now that there are modules available for this on Tabletop Simulator and Foundry VTT.
Oh.
Also, to piggyback onto what Sunderd said, there is a website. I'll link it in the chat.
No, hold that thought. I'm about to bring something up.
Okay.
There is a Mausritter third-party license.
Ooh.
And if you go to their website, which I think Trake's bringing up, and if you scroll down to the lower bottom there, higher up. Higher. Oh, sorry, I was looking at your stream. Go down.
Yeah.
there, library. A living collection of third-party adventures and resources. You click third-party license? Yeah.
There's a third-party license. And it's very, very quick to the point. So.
And now if you were to click on the library. Yes. You'll see there's 688 resources in here.
And 600 of them are in English.
Yeah.
And they're all sorted by type. See, there is a large community.
Wait. Zoom that in its own page.
There's also been
Mimic.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's been 3 Kickstarter projects using this system. Mayfield, this is a venture. The related big dungeon crawl I told you about, Tomb of 1,000 Doors. And most recently, Tiny Fables, an adventure
this doesn't seem
collection.
to be... Where's... Is it like a whole... Huh? Oh, it's... Oh, so...
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just gonna download this. The Wolperting. It's gonna open its own. No.
It's a PNG.
How do I... Here it is. Right in the porn folder. Yeah. Dex 20, you say? Yeah. This is so easy it is to make your own creature.
Yeah.
Obviously, then I think your mileage will vary according to...
Yes.
Why are these all downloadable like here? That's so weird.
They're on itch.io, yeah. Almost all of them are.
But the second example there is the big one, which I gave you a link for.
This I like. Action figure. It takes 2d4 pummel to 1 target, or 1d4 or d4 to 2 targets, 2 usages. d6 crush 1 usage, or d4 power fist. d4 and d1 usage per remaining usage. Requires mouse-sized pilot. Uses pilot's will with effects to directly to pilot. Yes, it's power armor.
I love it. That's great. That's great.
That's amazing.
Must be recharged with batteries, yes. Oh, I love that.
I gave you links to the 2 biggest projects.
Sure.
The second of which showed up in the library.
Mm-hmm.
Mayfield.
That looks cute as heck. Aw, with the little...
I like this so much. It's so good.
Oh, mounts.
Yes. Oh, the writing turtle is very precious. It makes me think of like, here's a happy version of Dark Sun.
Yeah.
This spun out from a game jam that was hosted for this.
Okay.
Yeah. Whoever this artist is doing God's work, this is so fucking cute. But you will, obviously, because this is basically a book, you pay for some money.
You will have to pay some small money for these projects.
Yeah, but that's fair enough.
And then
people put work in that.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
Yeah, like that's a very old school map there.
This is a bit of a different vibe.
Yeah, this is a mega dungeon, as it says.
Yeah.
This is not the turtle mode. This is the turtle fucking boss.
Yes, this is the little Gamera that you fight. Yes.
Oh my god. I like, yeah, but here you see how different you can make this game. I like that.
Like that's part of the reason why I think 5 or 6 of my memes are on that specifically. That this game is so open ended, you could go whatever direction you want with it.
Yep. This is cray. I love it.
Yes, I felt this review would be lacking if I didn't show you these.
Oh, that's fair.
You know, it's
important.
It is important, especially for a modern game, to point out here's how it is supported.
God.
Oh, that's good.
I'm scared. This turtle is hardcore. It's the one milk baby has found its match. It's here. Oh god.
Milk baby meet fire turtle.
Like just how old school this is great. I guess you can play a fairy in this, so you have a fairy.
Oh wait. It's the Alright, Sunder, do you want me to do the Ultima meme? It's the dragon turtle from Ultima.
Trav. Sphinx, Fensec,
Oh,
the Mad
I like
Mouse.
that it's like a little adorable Sphinx.
Yeah, so I like also that this guy has the rope of 1,000 eyes on him.
Mm-hmm.
He wants different cheese.
I love that. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's so good.
Oh god, I love that. Yeah, like this is, you can do a lot with this, clearly.
And then this was something that I originally brought up to you that I didn't realize was related to this.
Yeah.
It was Lilliputian Adventure on the Open Seas.
Oh yeah.
Set in the same setting as Tomb of 1,000 Doors. This is basically like its own little zine, using these spun off from these rules to try and make Gulliver tiny people.
This looks like a real fucking product too.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's so good.
There, I left a link for that.
Oh, and this one is okay. I would say pay for this if you want it because this is fucking great. But they
was
putting
kickstarted.
I believe this is. I like good job, people, and I'm happy that this has some success.
Oh my god, that's good.
The Medusa mouse. Oh no, the Mausritter.
Mausritter, yes.
I love it. Oh, the vibes are so different. It's so good. Like this one, I feel leans in a lot more into the whimsical nature of it, obviously.
Yeah.
And this one, this is the OSR of OSR. Like,
oh yeah, this is the hardcore. This is where you are literally the gray mouser because you're a mouse.
Yeah. I would like to think that the Tomb of 1,000 Doors is right. Like it's in the same exact place where the Tomb of Annihilation is in some D&D world. Yeah, it's in one caved-in corner of the Tomb of Annihilation. This mouse-sized dungeon. God, yeah, yeah.
It's in Asarak's pantry. Yes,
exactly.
I left you 2 more little links.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Clickety. Let's look at Lilliputian first.
The one, yeah.
This is also, this is good. This good follow through here.
Wow, there's a lot of detail too.
Yeah. Coming to Exalted Funeral. Okay. 66 pay. This is a proper ass. Like imagine paying $5 for your adventure module. Cough, cough, Wizards of the Coast. Cough, cough. No, I'm not Googling it. I'm not looking at it again.
Don't Google it. Don't Google it.
No, that's just going to rabbit hole us.
And then Tiny Fables.
An adventure collection.
Oh, for Mausritter. 51,000 of 3,000 Oh,
yes.
No. Oh, God. They are, yeah. Like, this is...
Oh, dang, that art.
Yeah, the art is, again, really good. Like, there's something about being like, oh, you can be cute mice that just brings out the hardcorest in people. Oh, look how big this is. It's a big crawl of a weird, big city of pots and pans. Some kind.
There is certainly an audience and community here.
Yes. Ooh, they're stealing his crow or whatever is happening here in this shadow. Yeah, fox. Said it would be a fox. Yeah.
Baba Yaga's hut. Baba Mousa.
A lot here. Active community, very nice. Easy game to play and to start in. Okay, not start in necessarily if you have like never DM'd. It's probably like asking a lot of you to start in this. Because the game again does want you to do a lot of thinking on your own terms, but it's on a small scale, so maybe it's fine.
If you were to sit down and be like, yes, there you go. Yes, wants to reach the mouse queen. Nice.
The Lilliputians.
Yeah. Sending over their people.
Mm-hmm. I love that.
It's just
So if you were going to sit down and be like, okay, this is going to be baby's first DM. I want to DM this, blah, blah, blah. I would say approach it like how World of Darkness does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Set it in a field that you've seen before.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And just go from there.
Yep. I know exactly where I would set my game. And you all have that one place from your childhood that you remember well.
Yeah.
Where there's enough interesting features close together that you could totally do that. Yeah. I'm very, very happy with this. Again, small problems. Not at all deal breakers. This is a fine game to do your game, to do stuff in.
Yeah.
So, we are getting towards the end of this show. I would like to ask the question that we always ask ever since we started that. I don't know when. And since we are three, we're going to each pick. So what's our... Let's start with least favorite thing because we are going to end on a positive note here. Yeah. So, Strake, what is your least favorite thing?
There are a few things in here that are very much... This is OSR, so this has to be here.
Mm-hmm.
The fact that they're there isn't my least favorite thing. The fact that there wasn't 2 more pages to wrap around that to connect it to everything else a little harder.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, this is a tiny book. It's intended to be so that, hey, you can do whatever you want with it. I actually wanted a few more monsters.
Okay. Sundad, do you have a least favorite thing?
Just it's a low roll system.
Okay, that's understandable. That's preferences.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You could make this a high roll system simply by being like, okay, you get 20 minus whatever you roll, then you have to roll high. Wouldn't really change anything, but since it's a simple system, I understand that it didn't do it. My least favorite thing is that the character creation is a bit too random, a bit too quickly, and expects me to roll on tables at all times to make my character, because like the worst thing I could imagine actually happening is that I roll a character and then I happen to roll the same character again for a second character, but the stats are slightly worse or something.
Yeah.
Or just like, I don't know, it feels a little oversimplified / yeah, we had to make it rollable because otherwise people would just pick or heal all the time. This would have benefited, in my opinion, not from a class thing, but from a way in which your character gets made a little special to start. Because the only way this actually makes you special is by giving you 2d6, but 3d6 drop low stats instead of just having 2d6 stats. And that's just, I don't feel that's super impactful. And I would have liked if you could have picked like one little thing that your character is good at, something like that. But yeah, okay, enough of that. What is your favorite thing, Drake?
Favorite thing, despite what you just said, bam. You want a character? Let's go.
It's true.
Like,
yeah,
the buy-in is so low, so utterly low. And you don't need to like memorize like a bunch of charts or a bunch of shit on your sheet that's just like, well, when you use power attack, this happens.
Yeah.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah. Actually, to come back to this, I would have liked, if you're already doing this with the generation, maybe put in like a characteristic generation, like, oh, this mouse is a huge coward, or this mouse is brave, or this mouse wants money, because that's not here, and that would have also been interesting. More so than generating my physical details, which will never come up.
I mean, technically, those stuff is under star sign.
True, but that's not enough.
Yeah.
It would have been cooler if my if at least this big had been like my character stuff as opposed to rolling 1d6 here. So that what is your favorite thing?
God.
Little guys. That was completely ununderstandable, by the way.
Was it? I hope it was.
It was not understandable.
No,
to me.
it was not.
The mic just filtered a lot.
Oh God, fucking.
Yeah, it filtered so hardcore that I'm like, okay, adorable noises. That's what you're.
Yeah, like,
Wait, what if I turned off the?
Yeah, turn off your crisp just for your little thing.
You know, we play man, little guy. No, look, that has a big community of products.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. This is how easy it is to learn.
Yep, it is dead easy. Like for the players, the buy-in in this is so low, and that's actually a good thing because ultimately you want to prove the role-playing, and the game is so evocative with its setting, its art, and its like package that it gives you that it makes me want to play it actively, which is what my favorite thing about this, which is like this is a game I would say okay, I would play this immediately off of the vibe it has, and I would simply live with the things I find a little bit bad about it. And I can't say that for many games, because for many games either I like the whole package and it's like to me almost like there's no flaws in it, or there's flaws and I hate the flaws so much I won't want to play the game ever. But in this, I'm like, yeah, sure, you didn't need to have a higher link page. Sure, the character creation would be slightly different and I would like it more. I don't care. I can fill these gaps in and it's going to be fine. I would also run this as a DM because I feel like it also gives you the right tools to run it.
Yeah,
like
it does.
This wouldn't necessarily be a 5-year epic campaign of backstabbing and kingdom building, but you could run like a, I don't know, 10 session campaign of we need to get the treasure from the old horde of the dragon snake back to the village somehow to save them from the winter. They need to buy corn, like stuff like that. That's just little fun things. Then you can revisit that setting like 2 years later when all of the mice you played are dead and buried but are heroes to these other mice. And then the next generation steps into the footsteps and they do something else that's heroic, and so on and so forth. I would like that's the stuff I would like to do with this.
You could do Game of Thrones better with this than Game of Thrones.
Oh my god!
I'm just telling you straight, like it totally is. And that's one of the thing about old OCR style games is that like the stories you can tell, it does tell you, hey, you got to do some heavy lifting, bud. But whatever they do have there, you're not going to hate 90% of it. There's going to be like maybe 10% that you're like, but that's it. It's never going to be more than that 10% usually, because the other 90% is always what you expect.
Indeed. Where's my computer? Can you please load what I'm trying to load?
Please load.
Did this not down? Not completely. Put this up. This is broke. Wait, why is this 500 megabytes? That's what?
Huh?
Sorry, I'm just. Don't mind me for a second.
Yes, good pick, Sunder. Good pick.
Oh, okay. It loads here. Fine. Cool. Yeah, that's the show for today, folks.
Yep.
Real quick, next week, because we're doing another show next week, because last week I didn't have time to do the show. So this is basically a week late, this one. We are doing another one with a guest. We are doing Sentinel Comics. Yeah. Give me a sec. Sentinel Comics is basically a superhero thing, you know?
Yep.
You're a thing.
What? What did you say?
You're a thing.
I'm a thing?
You're a thing.
What?
Take that.
Thunder is attempting to tell a joke that I regularly tell, but it's all about timing. Okay, Thunder. But yes, what's going on?
Yes. We're doing that show with Matic Android, who asked me if they could be on the show, and I was like, well I didn't expect guests, but sure. And we chose that one over the Bionicle RPG, so I'm responsible for not choosing Bionicle, basically. And what? Stop making music. And I'm very sorry. I clicked Matic's Twitch channel on my other screen. I'm not sharing, but it still plays the music from it. So yeah, that's going to happen next week, next Saturday. Tomorrow I'm super busy. I was super busy today too. So I can already say that Shadowrun, probably not next Friday, but the week after. I'm sorry, but I have to do some more prepping.
Good.
And tomorrow is my dad's B-day, so I'm kind of busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, just memes if you want to show them.
Oh, fuck yeah, the memes. I completely blanked on that. We need to show all the memes for Mausritter.
The dramatic music playing made it sound like, we were doing a news segment, and now back to you. And then we played the dramatic music.
Yeah.
Back to you in the weather room.
I need to have this. Yes, it's when we talked about Hamtaro, the campaign. Oh no! Oh, the next one. This character is such an awakening for many a furry.
Yes.
Oh no! This would also be a great Mausritter campaign.
Yes.
Pinky and the Brain going on adventures.
Yes.
Das zany stuff. Oh, Dampfmaus. I don't know if I like Dampfmaus. But it is open license now.
It is.
Oh.
It is.
And
they even mentioned Steamboat Rats.
Yeah. And Mausritter 2077 with your Cyber Mouse. The Razor Mouse.
Oh my god.
Oh god,
yes.
that's the street sign, it's the Razor Mouse.
Yes.
And they all have green glowing cybernetics. It's immediate.
Yep.
Oh no. The next one.
Yes, I had to put it on a Fievel meme.
Oh god. No. It's too real. It would happen. And then we have, I'm not sure what the context is for this one. Is it the spell?
Because you have to keep your eyes closed to recharge invisibility.
Oh, right. Oh god, yeah.
That'd be the master of invisibility.
Oh god, imagine. You could run a slasher movie in this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You easily could.
You cray. Gefahrenmaus and the gopher who dug me. Why is it in German?
Because Mausritter.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, God.
That's the joke here.
Oh, now it's true. It's the legendary kingdom of Chuck E. Cheese's. Where
Yeah.
the cheese flows freely and there's always crumbs on the ground.
Yep. You just need a smog character in there that's just a big cat that breathes fire or something.
Yes. Oh no, it's Five Nights at Freddy's in there, you know it.
Yep.
Meow.
Oh no. Gentle mice, it is with great pleasure that I inform you I am the main villain of our Mausritter campaign. Oh no, gentle frog. What? He's got a gun. Oh no.
Oh gosh. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Oh no! I have to make the Hellboy reference."
Oh, is he looking into a mirror in this one?
Yeah,
Just light
it's
side, dark side. Yeah.
yeah.
Five Mice at Freddy's is also very good. Yes.
Yes, Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh God, the frog. I'm the frog mafia. Hell yeah.
Yes.
And this is the last one, I think.
Yes. I just wanted to make a cheeseburger.
Yes, it was once a cheeseburger. You should give it the cheeseburger. Okay, folks. I think this is the final thing. In slightly less than an hour, I'm back on with Toki. We're doing the Kentucky Fried dating sim. We're doing the rest of that, I think. Not sure how long it's going to be. We might try to S rank or dating a bit more. Who knows what we're going to do? But I'm not sure what I would do until then. So we're just going to rate someone right now.
Yeah.
So let's see.
Yeah.
Who we got then that we could be rating? Oh, good thing I just updated. So now I know that Kara is no longer online. Oh, Kara is online still. Oops. Ezra's. Okay, I think Rainbow is going to be on bed soon. Otherwise, I would rate her. Actually, let me check if she's going to keep going for a while because I haven't rated Rainbow in so long.
All the horses.
That's a perfect sad clip.
Horses. Okay, seeing how this is. Okay, by my judgment, she is pretty early in the game. Yeah, we are rating Rainbow. Whatever, worst case, it doesn't last long. So, folks, tomorrow, Ezros and I are playing Helldivers, I think. Maybe we are playing River City Girls because Bruce is indisposed, which I didn't know when I made my schedule. Yeah. Beyond that, I have a good one, everybody. Have a good weekend, and I hope you have a great rest of your day and night. And Monday is obviously Neon Blood. We're gonna get on a particular auction.
Crash in action.
Mm-hmm. And beyond that, there's gonna be schedules, obviously. And Swaggles isn't here today because Swaggles is guesting over on Karas. I'm also gonna say, obviously, we are still doing Gen Zero as well.
Which is still on discount.
It is still on discount. It's a good game. It's worth the money, in my opinion. Yes. See you, everybody, and have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
And we are.